This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. Welcome. This is season 5 of X&C Podcast, and I am Colteastwood, and I am nothing without the Toronto sex machine, Mag, middle-aged game guy.
What? I haven't been called that in a very long time, but I'm glad you brought that back, folks. Yeah, thank you very much for bringing the name back. Yeah, my wife hates the name, but you know how that goes. How you doing, Colt? And I'm nothing without Colteastwood. So you know what? We're not good without each other. So it's just the way it's going to be forever. But yes, season 5, baby. Let's go. Season 5. This is when plot twists happen and things go crazy, and then it's going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, hair will be removed, hair will be grown, everything.
That's right. And I'll tell you something, man. Listen, many more seasons to go, folks. So if you dislike us, buckle up, because we ain't going nowhere for a very, very long time. So it's going to be into the 2040s. We'll still be doing this. So I'm really excited. Yes.
Yeah, it has been
either way.
It's been insane. Last week was really great when we celebrated the 5-year anniversary. Of course, Mag's been here for over 3 years of that, 3 years and a couple months of that. For those of you, thank you for being here. I'm making sure everything works, right? So thank you guys so much for being here. I've gone through, everything's good, right? Let me look. Yeah, okay.
Arthur from Brazil, what's up?
What's up? Shout out to Brazil. Appreciate everybody who checks out the show. Around the world, we've got fans in South America, Canada, England, and British America colony places, and Australia. No, we've got people from Great Britain and Ireland and everywhere. We appreciate everyone.
Yes, we do.
Across the world. Thank you so much for being here. I was going to say it's been really, really crazy. I was having a couple of middling issues with my PC. I've got this PC down here that's about as big as a... I don't know. It's like a VW Bug. It's huge. And I had problems with it. My friend Game Seeker said, hey, I'll help you. We'll get it ironed out. It was basically about 2 weeks of me dealing with it. And then we did a whole refresh, almost a near refresh of all of my programs. And I've been biting my nails, hoping that everything works, because we appreciate you guys. I've got camera and mic, and I've got video programs, graphics programs, streaming programs, rendering stuff, just everything that all has to work together. And I was having a problem with a couple, like I couldn't capture stuff. It was crazy. And so shout out to everybody who was patient. I've put out a lot of content, but last week I did really no content in Tell Gaming Weekly News because I was hoping I could get my PC up. I was just in this part of the topic, I work during the day and I have a full-time job, and I was in a meeting on Teams with my phone because my computer was being remoted by Adobe support and my friend Game Seeker. They were both like at separate times remoting my PC. And I was in the middle of a Teams meeting, Mag, with like 8 people, this head of a huge agency, and they were going through clicking stuff, and stuff started like break, and I go, crap.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize.
So you use team meetings? You use team meetings for Chippendales? I didn't know they guys did that.
Yeah, it was. I
mean, who knew? I mean, if you guys, cat's out of the bag, that's Colt's full-time job. I mean,
Yeah, the cool thing about Chippendales Teams meetings is the bow tie and the camera's only from here up, and you're good, But I yelled crap in the middle of the meeting, and no one like really paid attention. I'm like, sorry. So it's good to be back. What have you been up to, man? Because you and I haven't talked. A couple of my friends,
I know it's been very busy.
Other people I haven't talked to either because I've just been going. So what have you been doing?
No, it's been very busy, man. A lot of material on the channel. A lot going on. I did 2 live casts last week. I didn't do any game streaming last week, but that'll be explained later. I'm going to catch up on that this week with Forza Horizon 6 tomorrow. I'll be playing that. on the channel, as well as Magcast at night. So it's going to be a busy day for me on tomorrow. And of course, later this week, Friday Night Live, I will be doing Lego Batman. So I'm going to be doing some that comes out Friday, and I'm not paying for the what the hell is it called? The early access for the Lego Batman. Ridiculous. They want to charge me $35 for early access. Never mind the Forza Horizon thing, which I went off on a 1-hour tirade on Friday Night Live.
You hate that
about it because I mean I was not happy. But either way, it doesn't matter. It's fine. No, I'll be playing it tomorrow.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Forza Horizon's early access that seems to piss off you and my friend Fonz.
Well, I'm pissed because it was not okay, dude. I have it right here because no one's gonna believe me, right? I took a screenshot of the what the hell does you call it? I gotta cover my PayPal so people can't see it. Okay, there it is.
Okay,
$90.39. They asked for early access.
Is that the Game Pass?
Nope. Well, yeah. That's
the Game Pass upgrade. Okay.
Yeah, $90.34, and I'm like, excuse me, So like, yeah, I went off on because I wanted to play it Friday night. I'm like, I'll pay for the upgrade. I mean, how much could it be? $40, $50, whatever. And it was $90.39. I'm like, hell no, I am not paying that. And that doesn't include the game. And I have a subscription to Game Pass Ultimate. So I'm like, what's the point? Right? I mean, it's fine. Okay, I understand. Before people get their panties in the knot, you're going to get you get your 2 DLC packs. That's huge because the DLCs for Forza are very substantial, right? They have a lot of cool stuff, like
and a couple car packs, which are worth $10 a piece. Yes. I think 3 car packs, like $30 worth of car packs. But I mean, I don't think car packs are worth $10 a piece. But yeah.
I mean, that's for me. I understand, like with the DLC and stuff, I understand. But $90 without the game is insane. And I'm just like, okay, guys, there's a limit. And now these companies are pushing because it's not just them. Because I was talking about that. I was like, like Microsoft did that with this game. Lego Batman's asking me for $35 for early access. I'm not doing it. Soros was $20. That I was fine with. And then I was thinking, and I was saying to the audience on Friday night, I said, what do you think Rockstar is going to do? Right? Like like if Xbox is going to charge for me Canadian, $90, I know $50 for the US plus tax, whatever. $90.39 for me. Imagine what Take-Two is going to do when they have their what is rumored to be multiple tiers of pre-orders. Did you hear about this? They said they're going to have multiple tiers of pre-orders. So guaranteed it's going to be like base game. There'll be no early access. I'll tell you that right now.
I heard. I mean the leak from Walmart site says that the base game is $70 in US or $80 Canadian or whatever, right? It's like the standard low price. I thought Take-Two would go up to 80, but as far as we're hearing, the lowest price you'll pay for Grand Theft Auto 6 is 70. I don't know. I guess I would be happy if that was it, but I'm not. I'm thinking it's probably going to be $10 more.
Yeah, like when they say things like, yeah, broke boy. I know he put just kidding. That's funny. Yeah, $20 is a far cry from 90. Okay, so like, you know what I'm saying? That's a $70 difference. And the funny thing is it's $9 cheaper than the game itself. So in fact, for $9 more, I could have just bought the game like in its entirety, not go through Game Pass
and wait,
else, which is and how many my sneaking suspicion.
How many days early was it for Forza? I didn't even track. 4 days.
4 days. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. But
and like 1 million people did that. Man. 1.1 million, I think, of people bought it early or upgraded early. And I know there was a lot of people who were like, I had a post that people were really super pissed where I said, $140 million worth of revenues, reportedly.
Yeah, I saw that.
Without Game Pass and without PlayStation. Like, wow, but the game, people were upgrading with Game Pass. I'm like, yeah, but Mag proved the good point that it was like a full price game just to get the early access. Plus you're paying, let's say if it was me, you were paying $24 and tax, $24 something for Game Pass, plus $60 to get the game early. So you're paying $70 plus $80 just to have it early because you're already paying for your Game Pass. But my point was being that it sold over 1 million copies without people just laying back and leeching it off Game Pass. Somebody tried to get me in a gotcha moment. Like, are you going to say they're leeches like you did the other day? I'm like, yeah, people sit back and say, hey, that's mine for free because I pay for Game Pass, and that is what it is. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the funny thing is that the dollar exchange rate doesn't actually work out right. Like, so like the fact that I was like what I would be paying close to $100 versus your $50, even with taxes and exchange rate, it still doesn't add up. There's an extra like $20 in there just thrown in there for some magical reason. And I'm like, what's the magical reason, folks? I'd love to know why we have to pay a $20 premium for a digital product. It's not like you have to send it across the border and it's got to go through customs. It's a click of a mouse. So, like, why do I have to pay on top of the exchange rate?
Hey, internet ain't free, Mag.
Well, yeah, I know, yeah. Well, I pay for that premium
I know,
as well,
I pay for that too.
You know what I mean? But, like, the way I look at it, I'm just like, why did they charge so much? And then there was, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole there where I'm like, these companies are all doing this. Like I said, I'm not singling out Microsoft. I talked about Warner Brothers there with Lego Batman, Saros, and what's it called? And GTA 6 presumably is going to be incredibly expensive. I have a distinct feeling it's going to be very expensive. The pre-orders plus it's like, oh, do you want GTA Online day one? That's an extra $30. You want this? It's an extra $20. At the end of the day, I'm starting to get this suspicion that across the board the companies are not making enough money. And what I mean by that is that.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah, I know. Where did I get that idea? I'm starting to think that $70 is no longer cutting it, and that's why they do these things as almost like a borderline FOMO predatory practice.
It is.
They're like, they want to get you, and on top of that, they're going to get the streamers because you know how it is on the internet, Colt. If you're not first, you're last.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when early access comes and the people on Twitch, all the Twitchers or whatever the hell you call those people on Twitch, they want that early access, and they know that. And the companies know that. They're like, oh, yeah, all the Twitch streamers, which are, hundreds of thousands of them.
Now those big people are getting it for free. Yeah, Ricky Bobby.
Some of the big guys, but there's still hundreds of thousands of people who are not big who have to buy their games, and they know that people are going to pay for that, and so that makes up for the lack of from the $70 sale. If you're charging 90, 100, 120 or whatever, well, you just made that up from like the next 6 or 7 people who bought it at 70. Now they kind of made $80 for the next 6 people or whatever. So it feels that way.
The people that are trying to get, with the big crowd when it comes to streaming a game, that's got to be a slice of people, right? Because I hear Fonz Gaming and you complain about the FOMO thing, and they prey on people who have to have the game. Or Fonz says that's day one. You can't tell me that's not day one when the game comes out for a $120 version or whatever it is that comes out 4 days early. He says that's the day one, and you can't convince me otherwise. I say, yeah, but and they charge quite a bit, but if you get 2 DLCs, that's at least $40 to $60, and then the car packs, which nobody really needed. There's plenty of cars in the game, but $60 alone kind of pays for it. But I have a controversial, maybe a contradictory opinion that if you don't want it early, don't show them with your wallet. You're not going to do it. I sort of look at the early access premium price as you want to pay for it, go ahead. It's an extra boost to the studio and the publisher. But nobody needs to do it. But the FOMO for people who miss out absolutely sucks. And I can tell you, the last thing I'll say is I can tell you,
no,
I almost never pay for early access. And the only reason I had it Forza early is because I had it for review, which goes early anyway. But those games, I almost never, at least I don't think I do. I don't want to pay the extra. I just sit back and wait. Like Crimson Desert was my most anticipated game this year, Mag. Like it was right up there. Like it was just underneath Grand Theft Auto when I looked at everything coming out, and I waited. I didn't even pre-order it. I waited to buy it once it hit the store because, well, I'm a cheap, frugal son of a biscuit.
But the thing is, Colt, that's fair. And the thing is, though, I think that there's a way of doing it. Like, for example, if you want to take the Forza example, if you want to have early access, be like, listen, okay, it's $30, $25, $30 if you want to have the early access. But if you want the deluxe package, you could pay the premium at $50 US, 90 Canadian, and then you can get the DLCs plus the early access and whatever else. I bet you there'd be a lot more people that would have jumped on, even though there was obviously there was a huge amount of people that jumped on it anyway, because Microsoft's not stupid. They know that Forza is going to sell, and Forza is going to sell huge. And in fact, at this rate, outside of Call of Duty, might be the biggest game of the year for them. I think it actually will be the biggest game of the year for them outside of Call of Duty.
Yeah,
now,
well said.
the thing is, I think Call of Duty is going to be gangbusters this year. That's just my call. I think it's going to be a monster seller.
It's not going to suck this year, we could say. Yeah.
No, it's not going to suck this year. It's going to play second fiddle to GTA 6, obviously. But I think beyond that, I think that I think that Forza 6 is going to be the biggest game of 2026 outside of GTA in terms of sales, whatever else. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. You never know. But either way, the thing is, by giving me no choice, which is fine. Like I said, it's, I'm still a consumer and consumers have choices. I could just say no and say, no, I'm fine. I'll wait till Tuesday. No problem. It was a long weekend here in Canada, so I had things going on. But still, I mean, if there was hey, if you just want the early access, it'll be $30. I would have happily paid $30
or 20.
Played it on my channel on Friday.
20.
Well, 30 for me.
Okay.
30 for me, 20 for you.
Yeah.
I would have happily paid 30. But
I was thinking
90.
I was thinking about that when you said that. Like, if they offered just an early access mode with none of the premium stuff, I'm like,
no premium stuff.
Would they do that? But then I think that they would get so many sales off the early access alone that they probably would sell far fewer premium editions. Because no one wants to. Well, I was going to say no one wants to pony up 120 plus or whatever it was for the ultimate premium edition, but they did. 1 million people did. Yeah. In the first 3 or 4 days, it was absolutely crazy.
It's a huge IP. So one game that is not, by the way, and I did a little research on other games that, I mean, up to this point that we know that are releasing that have the you can pre-buy in the store and all that kind of stuff. One game that does not have it, funny enough, if you can believe it, is 007. You know that 007 does not have early access or anything like that, but it was a trend. I mean, it was always like once in a blue moon or a huge IP would get that. You get 48 hours early access or 24 hours early access, whatever, right? And that was only for like massive IPs. But then I started noticing a trend that it's almost like every game, not every game, but almost every game, every second game that was coming out had an early access bundle. And that's when I started thinking, I'm like, these companies are basically telling us $70 ain't enough anymore. And that's why they're doing this, because they know they can get away with it with FOMO, so they can make up some of that. But of course, outside of you selling a gargantuan amount of copies, because the sheer volume of copies will get you your money back no matter what, and then some, and then profit for the company. But if your games are not projected to make 5 million sales, 6 million sales, and above, then they're looking at, well, we're going to have to make up a little bit more on the back end here. Let's figure out how to do it. All right, let's do an early access and charge $20 more, $30 more, or in this case, 50. Yeah. But either way, the one thing about 007 is nothing. There's no whatever. It's just the game comes out that day. That's I think it's next Tuesday, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. And that's it. There's no early access. There's no anything in just the game. And now that I'm mentioning 007, would you happen to know, Colteastwood, that 4xpgaming.com is doing a giveaway? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing a giveaway for the collector's edition of 007 First Light. All you have to do to enter, okay? Listen up, chat. Listen up. All you have to do to enter is you just need to go to 4xpgaming.com and you enter in the website with an email. No purchase is necessary. This is how nice these people are. No purchase necessary. It'll be the Xbox version of the game. Look at Colteastwood's drinking it right now. The giveaway is limited to the United States of America. But either way, go to the website, register, put your email address, and you could win the collector's edition of 007. And that's not it. I know that in Canada, we just had our Victoria Day weekend. That's the May 2-4 weekend, because we're still Commonwealth, right? So we still hail to the Queen. But in the United States, you guys have Memorial Day weekend. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look, he's got the watermelon right there. Ultra Nightmare. That is
so
Colteastwood's favorite one.
I could, Meg, I could smell the watermelon from the pouch while you were talking the whole time. I was like,
then you got to do it. Just eat the powder. And then what you got to do, folks, Memorial Day weekend, 4XP Gaming is not done. They're not done celebrating. You know what they're going to do? Use the code MD35. You got that, folks? MD35. And you get 35% off and free shipping on top of that while supplies last, okay? So get in there now. Get in there quick. Go out there. So there's a bunch of things you could do. Also, with the purchase of a tub of 4XP from now until 007 comes out, you'll receive 5 entries into the giveaway. What more do you want? What more do you want? Nobody else is doing this. Is Clash of Clans doing this? No. Is VPNs doing this? No. 4xpgaming.com is doing this, ladies and gentlemen. So go there, check it out. MD35 is the code, and you get 35% off, and you get free shipping, and you get 5 entries into the 007 Collector's Edition, which does not come out early because they are not going to take extra money, just your $70. Or if you go through 4XP, you might get it for free.
Yes,
Woo.
absolutely. Yeah, 4XP is awesome. I don't know if you guys know what this is, but it's a powder you mix with water. You've got watermelon, you've got blue raspberry and white gummy. All the flavors are awesome, and you will be hooked. It's delicious stuff. Go and order a tub. Go order some joysticks. That's the pouches. Take those with a water bottle to the gym or sitting down a game. They're awesome. They're delicious. I love this stuff, and I got hooked on it while I was working the event with them. They're awesome, guys. Go to the website, like Mag said, and enter for your chance for 007 First Light. We got an amazing super chat in the it's blazoned in red from Lionel Alvarez. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. Really appreciate your support. This is awesome. He says, guys, I'm a little down because I can't go to LA this year. I send you this so you can have a drink on me. Have a great show. Still love 4XP. Awesome, man. I wish you could be there.
Thank you for the monster super chat.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
How far away are you from Los Angeles?
You'll be drinking a $100 Dr. Pepper, which is probably what they charge in LA for a Dr. Pepper anyway. So it actually kind of works out. It's like, oh, you wanted a bottle of water, sir? That'll be $85.
Thank you guys so much.
We don't call our burgers burgers. We
got our own aioli sauce. And shout out to the people who also showed amazing support for Mag's quest to go to LA, and we're looking forward to it. It's in 3 weeks. Thank you so much.
3 weeks.
I want to get a couple supers here, and then I want to talk about what we've been playing. We got It's a Broke Boy. It's always good to see him in the chat. He says, second in the comments, going to listen while playing Forza Horizon 6. I want to talk about that as well. Kung Fu Hot Dog, thanks for 39 months, says, Jeremy John's review of Mixtape is a 10 out of 10. More watch than a play experience is overrated. Best to buy it when it's on sale. Keep on rocking, gents. Yeah, we talked about
Pass.
it. Yeah,
we
talked.
Pass. It's right there.
Yeah, we'll get it on Game Pass. Leech it on Game Pass.
Right there. If you got Game Pass, it's right there. That's what I did. I mean, I got 1,000 achievement points in like 4 hours, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I got the what did it?
Got to bring up poutine.
I got like 8 or 10 achievements out of the 35, and I'm not going back. I think I installed it, but I didn't want to. Steady Stevo, thanks for the 5. Says big Batman fan here. Childhood hero. Oh, I forgot to say, shout out to the 4XP guys. I hope they're watching. You won't be able to see it here, but here, let me bring it up. It's all black, so it's hard to show on camera. They 3D printed me the Grave Walker.
That's so cool.
And so I asked my daughter, I'm like, would you want to help me paint this? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, we should paint it because the Grave Walker is, dark gray with blue and gray accents, got the, Shadow Mordor thing going on, which is kind of how he's inspired. I don't know if you knew that, Mag.
4XP's in the chat, by the way.
They are awesome.
They said, we're watching. I knew they were watching. Yeah, they're the best.
So, thank you so much. They sent that to me on my birthday because last week I turned 700 years old. So, we appreciate them so much.
Yeah. When 700 years old you reach, look as good you will not. Yes.
Steady Stevo says, I got my Digital Deluxe Lego Batman order. I'm playing it at 12:01 a.m. tonight. I am playing it. Even took off work tomorrow. So shout out to Steady Stevo.
Yeah, I gotta get my Batman mask for the stream when I do it. It's gonna be so funny.
Yeah.
I got lots of props. You know what it is.
I watched a review of Lego Batman. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I bet it's super fun. My memories go back to my daughter when she was 4. We played Star Wars Lego for 60 hours, but it's amazing. So I played. Just so you guys know, I'm kind of done with Forza Horizon 6 until Thursday when the season resets. I've got everything done except for I'm second place in one of the big gauntlet races. I can't get first. So I've unlocked 35 achievements on it. I just kind of reached the end, but I got 60 plus hours into it. Absolutely loved it. My preview was so awful. I was so cranky, partially because I just got Crimson Desert. And then they're like, here's the preview for Forza. I'm like, but I'm not driving right now. I'm hitting people's swords. And the preview was so lame compared to the game. When I loaded up and got out of that first thing and the map opened up, I was like, holy smokes. Plus, I had the performance mode. I played all of it on Series X. And like I said last week, what a joy it's been to be on console while my PC was broken and just absolutely love gaming. So I was playing that. And then Game Seeker, my buddy, and I, he got Pragmata. So I've been playing Pragmata,
Mhm.
and I didn't think I would want to play this or like it. It's super difficult, but I am like 4 or 5 hours in or so. And I really like it, Mag. I didn't think I would. I really, really like it. I love the hacking. I love the atmosphere. I love the Souls-like thing. When you're dead, you have to go all the way back, cash in your upgrades, get a little bit stronger, go back in and try it again. Dude, it's a little bit of a banger, man. It's a good game.
It's not a little bit of a banger. It is a banger. So far,
how far into are you?
I only have 1 trophy left for the platinum. So I've already played it through like 3 times.
My gosh.
Yeah, I only got 1 trophy left, but I can't get it. I'm not good enough. The last one to get for the platinum is what the hell is it called? To do it on lunatic difficulty, and it's too hard. I just can't do it.
That game
Steve
is so
in the
tough.
chat. He goes, Capcom is batting 1,000 this year. They are 100% batting 1,000. They are the so far publisher of the year so far. So we'll see how Microsoft answers claps back with the other games coming out this year. But I mean, they already hit with a 92 for Forza Horizon. So that's one. So let's see if they can keep that up. And then you're going to have a hell of a battle at the end of the year between Capcom and Microsoft. I called that back in February, by the way, saying it's going to be between Capcom and Microsoft this year for Publishers of the Year. So it's going to be wild to see. But so far, Capcom is 3 for 3. Microsoft is 1 for 1. And so let's see how it all goes, man. Very exciting year. I'm very excited for everything this year. So great.
So where are you sitting with Forza Horizon? You're waiting until or you have the early access?
No, tomorrow morning. I get to play tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
I'm trying to track
done the show
all this.
tonight, whatever, wrap up, go to bed, whatever. When I get up, I'm going to start playing it. And then I may just, I don't know, I might do like a bonus stream tomorrow and then start getting into it. Cause I told the community, I'm like, listen guys, channel members and everything, you all got first dibs, get in there. But I want to get my feet wet and sort of refamiliarize myself with like, the menus and everything else. Cause I don't want to be fumbling and farting around with that stuff while I'm live on the air. It's silly, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get my feet wet for an hour or two, just kind of get back into it. And then from there, then I'll open it up to the community and be like, hey guys, come on in, let's race. Let's have some fun and do that. We'll do that before Madcast.
I was really worried because I have like 3,000 hours in the series, and I was like, how are they going to keep me from just going, okay, it's just a new map? And one of the things they did was they brought in these rally raid cars. Like if anybody here has played a lot of the Crew 1, one of the cars you unlock early is a yellow Dodge Viper. Stick with me, Mag. Ready? A yellow Dodge Viper with like 26-inch tires, like lift kit, and a big cooling fan in the back window and KC lights on the front. This yellow Dodge Viper with racing stripes, and it's just like, brrr, brrr. And I was like, what is this? And then you unlock like that little small Subaru like coupe, and it's lifted with like 30-inch tires, and there aren't very many of those, but I'm like, this is not very Japanese-like, but it was so fun to like Baja this thing across the countryside, and the game's just phenomenal, man. And I cannot get 100% of the roadways. There's 671 discoverable roadways. I'm at 670, and I've zoomed around the map for like 70 minutes looking for a small piece of gray that I haven't unlocked, but that's where I'm at. I can't wait for you to play it.
Gray Monad, good point. He's saying just change it to New Zealand. I'll be able to play right now.
yeah, while they're doing the show.
Just change the time zone.
I did that on Mooch's show one time. I was playing one of the Forza games while, he has like 9 panel members, and you're like,
and no cameras on, so you could just kind of do your own thing in the background. Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that after the show. But I mean, the thing is, when we're done the show here, it's late over here, right? So by the time I settle up and whatever, it's basically getting ready for bed and all that stuff. I might as well just wait till tomorrow morning, take the kids to school, come home, get right on it, and then just start
marinate right into it. Yeah,
just jump right in. So
that's awesome.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be fun.
So we covered the Batman 007's coming. Forza's out. Let's talk about the Forza numbers really quick. We already kind of covered that. I put this list of topics, and then Meg and I just kind of organically go through things. But it's doing really, really well. Let me. I'll just shift gears here. Asha has been talking about a lot of changes, and one of the things. I waited until my PC was back up and running, and I'm like, let me try out Forza. This is going to piss off the PCMR guys. You ready for this, Mag? So I get my $3,000 PC. I've got Forza Horizon 6 installed, 60 hours on the Xbox, loaded up on PC. It says extreme settings, and I'm like, this is how close I am to my TV. Like, I can reach out and touch it, and I'm like, 65-inch TV. I'm like, $3,000 worth of PC power here, huh? Looks just like the Xbox version. And of course, I can do like 120 frames, but I'm like, that doesn't really like even with ray tracing. I'm like, not really seeing it. I'm sure I could see it like in certain situations it'd be better, but sometimes it makes me think. It's like I say this a lot on the show. Like, is it worth it? I mean, I already have it, but I was just fine. I could play either way, but I unlocked an achievement on PC, and Game Seeker, my bro from the other side of Canada, or as I affectionately call the Goon Seeker, he said that the Xbox achievement was coming soon to the PC. Now, Meg, this probably doesn't mean anything to you, but I've been playing on PC and Xbox half and half for about 10 years, and I always hated when you unlock an achievement over in the corner side of the screen. What is it gray on for you on console, or purple? I can't remember. Mine is like a light blue. A light blue little box pops up, just makes the Xbox sound. A light blue little flag, just a box, says achievement unlocked, and it looks super lame. I'll cut to the chase, because I never do. The actual Xbox achievement animation and sound popped up over Windows, which I've never seen. And then one of the head engineers at Xbox replied to my tweet and said, yeah, we've got that for the Insider Hub, and it's coming to everybody really soon on PC. And it's one of the things that's been missing. I hated that stupid flag, which is why I don't like unlocking achievements on PlayStation or Steam, because I just get this little box that pops up. I always loved how you get this dynamic animation. As a graphics guy, I love it. So that's been pretty cool. On top of that, Asha is also
streamlining it.
Yeah, it's
right,
awesome.
Streamlining, that's the point. Like, the whole point is like to not differentiate between the people that are on Windows PC experience and the console experience, so that you're getting both, and you're streamlining it so it's basically like Xbox, as opposed to, well, here's Xbox and then here's PC or Xbox on PC, and it feels like a different experience. The idea is that like streamlining it makes it feel like it's all the same across the board.
Yeah.
Right. And hence the fact that, like, you know, when she was when they changed their email addresses, everything was at Xbox or whatever. So you know what I mean? Like, they're going for a singular brand name as opposed to diluting the waters, which is something they've been doing for literally this entire generation. And by diluting the waters, you dilute the brand. And so by putting it all together, it's a very simple marketing tactic, which is very effective. And it's also good for brand recognition, right? So this is that's a fundamentally smart thing to do, is to streamline everything across the board, whether that's achievements, whether that's notifications, whether that's your experience. All of it will be the same, and so that you don't feel, even if it's just cosmetic, you don't feel like you've left any ecosystem behind. You're
Absolutely.
like, oh, well, now I'm just. You see what I'm getting at? So like, so that's a very, very intelligent move. But like, you know, that's what she's doing. Like, she's making those moves. Small, but bigger than people think. You know what I'm saying? Like, they seem small, like little small things. It's like jabs in a boxing match. Just jab, 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 jab. After about 25 of them, the other boxer's starting to get a little bit, you know, still getting a little wobbly, right? So that's what you're doing. So you just kind of jabbing away at it, picking away at it. And then eventually these small little victories, if you want to call them, build a foundation, as I have already said on my channel, of a solid base of positivity.
Yeah.
A foundation of positivity, and you build up from there, so that you're not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and everyone feels like they're getting the actual experience, whether they're on a tablet or they're on ROG Ally or they're on Xbox or on a PC or whatever. It's super important. And shout out to Captain Chats. Thank you so much for reminding me.
Hey,
as soon as he said that, it was him that actually showed it to me on a tweet. He says, "Yo, Colt," and I think he tagged the other couple people. He's like, "I just unlocked an Xbox achievement on PC." And when I'm like, "Of course he did. This is real. I'm sure it's real. I gotta see if I can have it." And I restarted my PC. I tried to unlock. I was looking for an achievement to unlock because I'd already unlocked most of their stuff I would get normally. And I finally found one, and I recorded on PC. Thankfully, that stuff was fixed now. And it was like a 9,000 like tweet on Twitter. And shout out to Captain Chats for showing me that. I appreciate it.
Actually, I saw your thing not on Twitter. I saw yours on TikTok, funny enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I wasn't on TikTok. I just happened to see like a notification for TikTok at the top of my phone. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I scrolled down. It was you. And I'm like, oh, it's Colt. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I saw that. So I'm like, oh, that's very cool. Like I said, small
made
victories,
that,
right? Those is
there are small victories. I made that at the gym, and I was struggling trying to get everything to work, get it all lined up. And I was one of those guys. I was sitting at like the fly machine. I'm like, I need to finish my workout. I'll do this later. But anyway, yeah. CDB 989 goes, Mag, I have a bone to pick with you. That pony song was stuck in my mind all weekend.
Dude, it's my like biggest fan favorite sound effect on my my soundboard effect on my show now is my my song. It's a wonderful song. Have you heard it? If you listen to the show, you'll hear the song. I'm not going to sing it for you, but it's a great song. Yeah, you'll just have to tune into Magcast and you'll hear it.
Everybody should. Everybody should. Absolutely.
Yeah, my pony song is fantastic. I mean, I didn't write it. I just found it, and it was a gem. And I'm like, oh, I love this. Yeah.
That's awesome.
No one's writing Xbot songs, so I couldn't find anything. It was nothing. I think it was a My Little Pony song, but it was a really funny song, so I thought it was great. But it is what it is.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, hey, the console war goes on no matter what. Some of the other things Asha did was this milestone thing where you can have like a certain badge on your profile that's going out for early access or insiders. I don't know about that, but
it's for every 100,000 achievement points or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's like 100,000, 200,000, 300.
Yeah.
And then I think at 5 it goes from 500,000, and then I think the next one is like 1 million. I think there's a big gap at one point where it kind of, you know what I mean? But I mean, if I keep going on the path I'm on, I could get to that 400,000. At least I can get that badge by the time it hits, because I'm not an insider. So
yeah, it goes 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 500,000, 1 million, then 3 million, then 5 million. Yeah, and if you're playing Mushroom Kingdom and all those little shovelware games, you can get there eventually.
I can't get there to 500,000 that quick. No way. If it was up to 400,000, I'm only like 15,000 points away from 400,000. I mean, I could achieve that before, no pun intended, before it actually hits, the public. But
yeah, I haven't looked at these badges too closely, but they add like a little tiny like extra spike or an extra dot in them. As you progress, they're pretty much, they just build upon. Starts with a ring, then it adds some compasses, then it adds a couple little like flares as you go up each stage. But this is stuff that hardly anybody would really see. Like
I would look at that stuff. I think that's fun. Like Steve-O says in the chat, he says, Mag, there are several sub 100K ones. So does that mean that because I didn't get I'm in between 200 and 500,000. So if I get 400,000, which should be I could easily do that by the fall. Does that mean I get 4 of those badges? Is that what you're saying? Like I get 4 100,000 point badges, or do I get like a 200,000 badge and like 2 I don't know how it works.
I can't see them on my insider. The portion of my console doesn't have them, but my buddy was telling me that they stack. Like you'll see all of the ones leading up to the point you're at, which I think is weird. Like just show them the one.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's true. That's how he was explaining it, and I couldn't see it for myself.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of little news. And I was getting my PC together, and I'm like, let me do a Gaming Weekly News. I look back, and Asha and the team were doing these small little changes, and somebody complained on social media when Asha reported all these changes and said, you guys have been sitting on these things for years, and you're finally doing them. And one of the lead designers for the Xbox UI experience said, that's not true. Which is the answer that they have been concepting and getting these things out the door like now, this past couple of months. And so like when you and I said on the show that Asha must have came in and said, what do we need? What are people asking for? What aren't we doing? And here comes this laundry list of things. And they wrote up on a whiteboard and they said, get this one done by Tuesday. Let's get this one done next Thursday. But that's what's happened. Stuff's going out the door. And when I see that engineer say, yeah, PC is going to get the actual achievement, overlay for everybody very, very soon, which is, it will happen very soon. That's just how it's going to be. They've been banging this stuff out. So a couple of things that also leaked was this cloud controller. I completely missed this, Mag, but I put this cloud controller in my video on Friday morning, and it was this little dinky, like handheld wireless thing that you can use for cloud. Who cares? I don't know. I said, well, I'll just bring it up. It's a leak. I completely missed that the Elite V3 leaked, which surprisingly doesn't have a lot of traction in the community when people are talking about the next Elite controller. And there are a couple problems with it. What do you know about this new Elite controller? What is your knowledge?
Well, not really a whole lot about it. I did see the concept pics of it and the pictures of it. And then, of course, I saw the cloud controller, which the first one I looked at, I thought it was one of the apple pies from McDonald's. And I was like, what the hell is that thing? Right? Yeah.
Looks like your
looked
kidney.
like a mixture of like an apple pie from McDonald's box, or it looked like a Reese's peanut butter cup package. So I'm just like, what the hell is that? But I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I saw the...
That's the worst description I've ever heard. It looked like somebody took it's like somebody made a white or an off-white or gray Super Nintendo controller and smushed it and took all the excitement out of it. Like, I sat on this.
Looked great. Yeah, but the Elite version V3, whatever you want to call it, looked great. I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. But my question was, when I saw that, first of all, obviously we do not have an official announcement, no official release time or date or anything like that. That is something that they could probably save for maybe the showcase, but I don't think they want to waste any time at a showcase to talk about a controller. So maybe it's something that they talk about at another time if they do another a developer. I'm not a developer director. Or sorry, go ahead. What are you going to say? I had another thought, but
no, keep going. No, yeah, that's why I'm waiting.
Yeah. Okay. I was just going to say the other thing is, why are you going to release it like within a year of a new hardware? Why don't you just wait till the launch of the Helix and just do that? You know what I mean? Like, why would you launch it now? Series X's are not available except for what is already available. They're not producing more of those. Series S's, yes. But I'm like, why just wait? I mean, you got that Helix coming out, work on it, make it perfect so it doesn't, you don't have issues, you don't have bumpers falling off or whatever the hell, because there was some issues with some of the other ones here and there. And just do that. And so just release it around the time of the Helix and be like, hey, here's your Helix. It comes with a controller. Oh, also, if you want the ultimate ridiculous experience, whatever, you can also get a V3 with that as well. I don't know. I was going to ask, that's the exact complaint I was going to make. Like, Just Corden said, it actually is possible that black controller, just imagine this in all black, was what it looks like. Right. It's like, okay, it's just a 2.5. Why are we doing this now? If you're going to improve the controller, everything's great except for the bumpers can stick, and then you get stick drift because they use the pentometer sensors, whatever they call them. It's got to be Hall effects, which everyone only knows of that of this past year, but they're driftless. They can't really fail. And then fix the problem where the case catches on the bumpers, and then you have a solid controller. But people want something more, like they want like a brand new deal. And Jez said that it sort of looked like it had a battery well in it. Another thing that was different. I did see that. Sorry, there was a battery pack you snap in the back, like a rechargeable battery kind of thing.
Which is not like what an Elite controller would do. Absolutely, because the best thing about this Elite controller is this huge 40-hour battery that continues to be a 40-hour battery for years to come. It's amazing. Jez Corden said
that doesn't make any sense.
He said the battery well hinted to him that the controller is maybe a concept, and it's not when Meg and I said concept, it's actually a physical prototype. So it's either a prototype or it's a leaked near final version. But it also had 2 thumb wheels that would go down like this, which
I didn't see that. What the hell would you do with that?
Maybe to roll. I know. Magnum goes cold holding a controller makes me like Dreamcast guy.
Hello, gamers. It's 2021 and 2022.
That's how he sounds. He's awesome.
We're talking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're holding a controller, you could scroll through menus, but like on what? I'm sorry. Show that again, Mag. Sorry.
What?
Your controller, the blue one.
Oh, I was showing. Well, I had both of them here. These are my 2 favorite controllers. The baby blue and then the purple.
Oh, nice. That's nice. Yeah, the purple that looks more blue than purple on the PlayStation side. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyway, yeah, I guess you could like scroll through menus, but why would you want to do that when you could just flip? Or,
right?
Yeah, I don't know. But the battery life thing is weird.
Colt, we talked about prototypes a couple of weeks ago where, someone that I had spoken to said that there was a prototype for a controller, which is no longer the case, but it was one of several controllers that were laid out in the R&D department, and one of them had a co-pilot button on it, right? So, there's a million things that can or cannot happen when it comes to prototyping. So, you know what I mean? It's far from a final product.
Yeah, it might not be. I don't know, but it could be something that's coming out by the end of this year. So they're finalizing it. Mr. Little Evil in the chat says volume wheels. You only need one, but no, maybe. Yeah, maybe right is your chat volume, left is your game volume. But
I could see that being a pain though. You're playing and you're
better than
brushing
this.
up against these stupid wheels. Fair enough. I guess
I have this. This is a great headset, by the way. Not just because it's Starfield, but I can't hear myself. But this is game volume. If I go forward, game volume's up. Go back, game volume's down.
That's what my headphones do. Yeah.
Which also makes the chat. It's like that, right? And then this one is overall volume, I think. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's a great system.
I always screw it up. Every time I put the headphones, I'm going back and forth. I'm like this with the cups, and I'm like, which one is which? I can't hear Colt. I can hear Colt. I can't hear him. I can't hear. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, and then I always get it right. So,
but if you're, but grab your controller, Mag. Grab your controller because you're wearing a headset, and pretend like you're turning up the game chat with your thumb without taking your hand off and going like that. That's kind of brilliant.
Yeah, because my hands, when I hold the controller, I hold it like this, right?
Yeah,
so
you can bring your thumb down
like this.
Yep.
Like that. There's actually wouldn't be brushing up against it. Yeah, so it would actually be not bad.
You could do it while you're making a turn in Forza. You could turn the game volume down a little bit. That's kind of brilliant, little.
Yeah, that actually. You know what? If they hide it well enough in here that it's not intrusive at all, then that's pretty cool. However, on the bottom of this, it looks like it's got a USB-C. Or USB in there?
You know what?
The hell is that?
I never used that. What is that?
Dude, I didn't even know this existed until today. I've been playing Xbox for 23 years and I never seen this thing.
What is that?
What the hell is that?
What is that?
That is a kapach.
What
is an ancient?
I gotta Google it. What is that? What? Wait, it's on all the controllers, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I can see. Well, no, I don't know. God, now you're gonna make me look.
Don't look at the back of my head. Okay, it's on all the Xbox controllers, not the Elite. What is the flat port? Somebody's gonna write it in the chat while I get it. Under
so indeed,
the Xbox controller.
Indeed, it's there. Yeah, it's on. I just checked my other controllers. They're there.
Why do I not know this? Okay, what does it do? It looks like a mini HDMI port, like a shrunk down.
It looks like a smaller HDMI port. But the funny thing is, I'm looking at my DualSense, and the DualSense only has the hole for the for wired headphones. If you don't have a wireless headset, you could plug it in and then into the controller. But the Xbox has that. It has that as well next to it right here.
Yeah, it's the
proprietary
proprietary
whatever the hell
connector.
This thing is.
I used to, when the Xbox One came out, there was a fat wide thing that plugged in right here, and then it had volume buttons on it. It was like a fat. It covered this whole thing, and then if you had one that plugged in 3.5 millimeter, this is such a nerdy tech thing we're doing right now. Welcome to Tech with Controllers with Mag and Colteastwood. Yeah, it was the proprietary plug. Yeah, and it was. That's the headset adapter. I'm so dumb.
That's so funny.
The funny thing about
right in the chat.
The funny thing about that, Mag, was that port was in use in 2013, 2015-ish, maybe 2016, and people probably kind of moved away from it. So it's been about 10 years since I've used that.
I've never used this
to Connector Talk with Mag
what a waste
and his
of money.
small friend, Colteastwood.
It's small friend. Scorpio in the chat got it right. It's actually a breathalyzer. So when you're playing Forza Horizon, folks, before you get into an operating vehicle, you have to go.
Remember that picture of Jeff Keighley when he's playing Astrobot and he's like,
oh yeah. Or you remember the Japanese what the hell is it called? The Japanese Austin Powers when the PS5
No. Japanese Elton John is what he was. Everyone, because he had the Elton John hair. And he was Saturday.
Yeah, and he's like, ha! Yeah. Yeah, so you have to do a breathalyzer, folks, before you get into any car in Forza Horizon 6. You blow into the breathalyzer, then you pass, and then you're allowed to play the game. So that's hey man, I'm just saying.
The best part about that feature, guys. The best part about that feature is Mag would never be able to play Forza Horizon.
You know what? Someone
refund.
that. It looks like I'm eating the controllers. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, controller. I'll be using you tomorrow.
I don't know. Guys, let us know in the chat. Are you excited about an Elite V3? I've got wait, where is it? Oh, this side. Hey, shout out to that blue number for sending me a whole case of Sunset Sarsaparilla, which is on my shelf here. But I've also got my blue Colt Eastwood Elite, and then I have the red version, and I love them. Yeah,
that's cool.
So,
blue number sent me nothing.
Well, I'll
except
get that
for
changed.
heartache because she doesn't talk in my chat. She lurks, but she doesn't talk. Once in a while, she'll say, "Hey, I'm here," and then that's it. Then she disappears like an enigma, like a ghost. Just
we pinned her down in a party chat the other day, and it'd been like a long time.
Did?
Since I don't know. It was like on accident. She was like, "What? How did I get here?" Sharifi, thank you so much for the month's chat. Says Mag, you're wrong. 007 does have early access. It has 1 day early.
What? Since when?
And it's free included with the pre-order. If you pre-order the game, according to Sharifi, you can get the game 1 day early, which is not paying. That's not paying for early access. Not really.
I just checked it.
Check it again.
I'm checking right now.
Hey, and you can win a copy of it for free without paying for early access.
That's right. You don't even need to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go check it out. I'm gonna find it right now. Okay, keep talking. I'll just be in the background here.
Bit Fernaldi with the $2 goes, did you beat my score streak record yet? In Forza Horizon 6, probably not. I think I've not even tried to get a high score streak in Forza. I think back in 3 and 4 is when I used to, and I kind of gave up. I don't know. But shout out. I was able to beat most of, well, if he hears this, he'll be super pissed, but I beat a lot of RANT scores and records and points, and Samurai KBG and Destin, and yeah, those also was great. I almost beat the head developer at Playground Games. I played online with them with a special like online access thing on Monday morning, and this guy whose name is Jingle Jangle Joe, who's one of the head developers. Excuse me. He plays with a controller with clutch and manual transmission. I don't do that. And he whooped everybody. I came in just behind him in second place, and I was like leaning forward, like going like this. Try not to make a single mistake. He's amazing. All right, what'd you find out?
So I just looked. Okay, this is what I found out. I went to the page here, and it says PS5 available 5/26 because I got it gifted to me from Grumpy Old Fart. It says available 5/26/2026, and it doesn't say anything else, right? And it says, I'm like, okay, cool. That is usually where they put the blurb of, like, you could check different editions, and they'll have like a deluxe edition, and then it'll give you like the breakdown of what you get for getting the deluxe edition. However, when you scroll all the way to the very bottom, I'm not even kidding, at the very bottom it says, like, well, not the very bottom, but almost the bottom. Pre-order, he's absolutely right. Pre-order 007 First Light and receive the deluxe edition upgrade and 24-hour early access at no additional cost. So they're giving you the deluxe edition for the same price as the base game and 24-hour early access. There you go.
Okay.
There's a ton of like stuff they give you that, and it's free. That's totally nuts. I had no idea.
All right. I mean, I don't know if I count that as I don't know if I count that as true early access, but that's kind of a bonus, I guess. 1 day.
Well, then it means it's coming out Monday. That's crazy, though. So, I mean, like, for example, you've got Forza tomorrow officially, Lego Batman on Friday, but also unofficially tonight, if you really wanted to, if you want to pay that extra, which I'm not, because I'll be playing Forza. So Lego Batman Friday, and then Monday 007 at no extra charge. That is insane. That's three massive like AAA bangers in like 6 days. That is insane.
Yeah, and people are out there complaining about the games industry. Oh, it's dead. It's dying. JV Smooth with the humble brag.
Is dead.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said the AAA industry is dead. clearly.
Yeah, it's the rest of the industry that's doing pretty awesome. CDB 989 says, how do I get early access for a game like I did with Forza? I don't know. It's kind of being conservative. I don't know, maybe 25,000 subscribers or 50,000. It doesn't really matter how many subscribers, but if you have a channel or maybe your followers on, maybe you do TikTok content. If you have an audience, I think it really matters about how big your audience gets, or when PR from companies feel like your audience is it's large enough to push, I don't know, awareness of a game. The very first game I reviewed was in 2019. I was at about 50,000 subscribers, and that's when I finally started getting reviews for games. But
well, that's why I'm not even asking, because people keep telling me like, "Oh, just ask for review codes." I'm like, no one's gonna give me review codes yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, my channel's doing well, my live shows do well, better than expected. Because I mean, the my sub count and my viewership on my live shows are not off by much, and so like, I get a lot of turnout, but that's not enough to be, in my opinion. Maybe they'll still give me stuff, but I'm like, I kind of feel a little like embarrassed about it. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not quite there yet. When I get there and start hitting double digits and beyond, then I'll be like, all right, let's talk turkey, and then I'll do that.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm just kind of doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I probably could have asked earlier. And hey, it's Iggy in the chat says, don't be afraid to ask as well, which is true. But look at it like this: when they want to put out review codes, they're looking for a marketable, trade-off for sending out a game that's, a $70 value to someone, and they want to make sure that it's going to get some eyes on it. And you could have 12 subscribers and put out a review and get 30,000 views or 100,000 views. You could get really lucky, but they're kind of looking for a sure thing when they send out reviews. So hey, it's Iggy has a pretty big channel as well, so he does a ton of shorts, and then you're probably getting some your own opportunities. But I sometimes I get this, like, why'd they send you the Helix box? I'm a bigger Xbox fan than Colt is, and we talked about that. It's not about how big of a fan you are; it's who you can get your message out to and help them.
It's about the reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not a humble brag.
It's gotta make sense for them.
I probably had a lot.
Sense for them, because I'd be like, we're not just going to start throwing things out like Halloween candy, like, yeah, you get it, yeah, like to everybody, and then, you know what I mean? It's got to be worthwhile, and it's strategic from their point, right?
Yeah,
so
there's
like,
there's a guy I follow.
Analytics too.
Yeah, they look at your analytics, and sometimes they ask you, or you can just offer them up. Hey, this is what I get on social media. I have a pretty big reach to people, but Nico Mueller is a guy I follow on Twitter, and he doesn't have a channel. He'll just like play a game, go, here's my review in progress. I'm playing this game, and he'll post and post and post. And then when he's done, he's like, I'd give the game an 8 out of 10. And he gets, 1,000 likes per post sometimes on these, and he just keeps doing them. And I think Xbox reached out to him one day and said, hey, would you like Forza Motorsport? And he's like, yeah. And they sent it to him early, and he just started putting his impressions once embargo was over. So yeah. Happy Bomb in the chat goes, they're not Oprah. You get a game, you get a game, you get a game. Yeah. But it's when you earn it, it's a really cool thing too. But yeah, if you ask, like Mag's channel is just taking off and doing really well, and he's got people knocking on his door about Summer Games Fest. There's some games that we can't talk about that he's going to get to play. It's really awesome. We're going to be bragging about it when it's all over, because it's going to be a really cool experience to.
Yeah, once the embargo lifts,
yeah,
on the stuff that we're seeing, and we're allowed to talk about it. But they like, a lot of them told me through email, they're like, listen, when you get here, we will tell you when you're allowed to speak on it or whatever else. And a lot of it is going to be no cameras and all that kind of stuff. But
did they let you pick what color of the ball gag that we were going to be wearing while the thing was going?
Well, I want the same color as my controllers. I want either powder blue, or I want the purple ball gag. Those are the ones I want.
You'll get lime green, and you'll enjoy it. Yeah, no, but we appreciate you guys. Thank you for asking. I hope the best for you all. If you want to start talking gaming and building up an audience, it's the most fun thing in the world. And thanks to Hey It's Iggy for saying congrats to both of you. We it's really exciting. I'm really happy, and I'm super happy for Mag too, because he's starting to see like all this stuff brand new. It's awesome. Let's see. We got BT Maverick, who we'll be meeting here in a couple weeks. Can Forza finally overcome the popularity contest that is the Game Awards and get nominated for Game of the Year? Thanks to it being on PlayStation. He jests. But Meg, your thoughts? in this very
is
crowded 2026? Does it get a nod?
Well, that's up to the people on the board, the academy, so to speak. That's up to them. But should it? Yeah. Just because it's a racing game and it's delegated to the racing/sports category doesn't mean it shouldn't be nominated. Because I mean, I know a lot of people in the community have very short memories. You know how it goes when they forget things. Of course, unless they're digging up a 7-year-old tweet. Other than that, let's also not forget that. Overwatch, yeah, this you, bro. I'm like, yeah, when I was 17, but okay, cool. I'm 51 now. Just joking, but whatever. You know what I mean? Let's not forget Overwatch won Game of the Year, right? If Overwatch, which is whatever the hell it is, hero shooter kind of thing, if that won Game of the Year, why wouldn't the possibility of putting Forza Horizon 6 as a Game of the Year nomination be allowed? It should be, absolutely. And right now, as it stands, it's the highest rated game of 2026. So therefore, just by that alone, I think it would be silly for them not to add it as a Game of the Year nomination. Now,
it's one of the highest rated games this year, but
yeah. So now the thing is, which a lot of people don't know, is that Keeley makes the categories. He doesn't choose what goes in it. So before, because you know how it goes. Every effing year we go through this. I'm like, the guy, and he even said that last year in a tweet. He was just like, I don't choose the games, right? It's like, I don't
say it all.
He goes,
the time.
I make the categories. And he doesn't even give you the list of games. He doesn't even give them like a suggested list or anything like that. No, they pick them themselves. And then they tally that up and then work it out from there. And then it goes into the nominations or whatever else. It's through not even a committee. It's through all the people in the community. So yes, your Phil Spencers, your Sarah Bonds, who may still get to vote this year, your Asha Sharmas, your Herman Hulsts, your whatever, like all those people, they are part of the board, as well as thousands of other people in the industry are part of that. And they
IGN games.
All of them
Game Chronicles.
well. And then if I'm not mistaken, a small percentage of the actual gaming community, like the public, I think, get a 3% vote, whatever, right? So so there's that. So I don't see why you shouldn't be putting that as a Game of the Year nomination, especially being like for already the highest rated game of 2026 and obviously very high quality. Why wouldn't it be? You put Overwatch in there. Why wouldn't you put this?
Well, a lot of people say racing games don't get nominated for Game of the Year. It's like racing games didn't get nominated, but it might have to be a light year. So Maggot and I will quickly, off the top of our heads, we'll list out what's been out already, which is probably getting a Game of the Year nomination. You name one, I'll name one. What's getting the Game of the Year nod? Resident Evil 9. There's 2. What else? You guys will have to help us because there's a couple.
Now?
What's that?
Can I say Forza now?
Let's say Forza, and then I think we might have to kick it out. So there's 3. Okay. What else?
And then, you got Crimson Desert and Mixtape, regardless of how people feel about it. I'm just saying, we're talking about what's come out so far, right?
There's a couple small games. Well, let's put Mixtape in there for a minute, and it'll get kicked out. There's a couple small games that I don't remember. High Guard, yeah. We got Pragmata. Yeah, and it's probably Wolverine, and we know Grand Theft Auto. Now, there's only 6 slots, so as soon as we get another one, I'll kick one out. We'll do this really quickly so we don't bore you. But there's a couple small games that I think of, the small ones that are big that came out this year, and I never remember them because I don't remember what they were.
A lot of those media outlets were saying that 007 was a Game of the Year contender based on what they played. So,
I would kick out Mixtape and put Blueprints. That was last year. Yodani, I think.
Blueprints was last year.
Yeah.
That was last year.
It was about a year ago. Back. Come on, Yodani.
And then GTA 6, obviously.
Marathon.
Be in the mix. Gears of War is in the mix. Fable will not make it by the cutoff. There's no way. I don't think it'll make it.
I think Fable will make it before the cutoff. I think it'll come out before.
Where would they put it?
I think that
Fable.
They got
3 games coming out in 8 days or 4 games coming out in 8 days in September. Where the hell you? And then of course you got Call of Duty in October.
I hope I'm not wrong, but I don't think that Fable is coming out after Grand Theft Auto. And I think that Gears is probably going to be like 2 weeks before Wolverine. That's just my guess. But
before Wolverine? I mean, I know it's in the vicinity.
I wouldn't put it out after
September 23rd.
I wouldn't put it out.
I mean, it was just a rumor. of September 23rd. But that was just a rumor. But so yeah, it could be either 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, because you got Phantom Blade Zero, you've got Wolverine, you've got Gears of War, all in the vicinity of September, middle of September, somewhere around there. You've got Call of Duty in October because they're not going to release it in November. That's suicide. And then would you put Call of Duty and Fable in the same month? I you know what? That actually wouldn't be bad. I don't spread it out by 3 weeks.
I mean, we always do this, but Fable has.
I know we do this every second show.
I know, and Playground is it's doubled down pretty hard about their autumn release, and I think we talked about when autumn ends, didn't we? I think it was like December 9th or some crap. Blue Blaze. I think, or sorry, Blaze Blue. There's like some other small game that I can't remember off the top of my head. Pokapia. Thank you, Magnum.
There, yeah. The what's it called? The Porcupine game.
Oh, you know, another big game is that Tamagotchi game is really huge right now. Let me see what it scores.
It's called Pokemon Porcupine, whatever the hell it's called. That one, the Pokemon
Tamagotchi
game.
Life. Let me see what the score is on
Pokapia. Pokapia.
That's one. Yeah, thank you, Magnum.
Sorry, I just call it Porcupine because I'm like, no.
Let me see what this Tamagotchi Life. My kids have been playing the heck out of it on Nintendo Switch. It's super popular. Oh, it's only a 77. Never mind. Well, super popular.
The Porcupine game?
No, the Tamagotchi Life, which is like a Animal Crossing meets Sims thing. All right. Yeah, there's a Star Fox game coming. You know, I don't think Control Resonant.
Yeah, but that's a remake, isn't it? A remaster or something? Remaster, I think. I think it's a remaster.
Which one?
The Star Fox. That's not a new game. I think it's a remaster,
it's a remaster.
Of like the old 64.
Yeah,
the old 64 game.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction that Control Resonant is not going to blow people's faces off. I think I might enjoy it actually. So? Yeah, I just feel like it's
when
gonna
it come
feel
out?
Like, I don't know, soonish.
Soon. There's like 3 games coming out in 6 days. Where the hell are these guys going to shove that?
They're probably going to show something at the Keighley Summer Games Fest with the release date, and everyone will go, oh, yay.
Okay. So
you know, it's more kind of open world. It's kind of like got a Dead Rising prototype vibe to it.
Can I tell you something? I did not like Control.
I didn't either. I know people love it.
Like Control.
I didn't have to like it.
I liked Alan Wake. I like the studio itself, Remedy. I love.
I'm sorry.
Alan Wake 1, fantastic. Alan Wake 2, fantastic. Except it was too damn long. They could have cut out 6 hours of that game easily. It was just doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, enough. And then Control, I wasn't a huge fan of.
I wasn't either.
Tried it several times, but some people just swear by it. They're like, dude, this is the greatest game and whatever. And I'm like, I just can't get into it. But hey, you know how the story goes. Not every game is made for every person, right?
No, and I'm fine with people. I have friends that loved Control, and
yeah, me too.
I got like 80% through it, and I'm like, I just don't want to do it anymore. And hey, that's all right. And I don't get mad at what my buddies was mad at me that I was liking Pragmata. I'm like, you know, you won't finish it. I'm like, well, I probably will finish it. I like it. Okay. Thanks. I think it was Steady Steve's like, are you going to actually update the bottom scrolling stuff? And I'm like, whoops. I usually do that right before the show. There we go. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just glad the show's working because, you know, I redid my whole PC and started from scratch. Like, hi. Please log in. I'm like, and I use like a dozen programs that are super critical for everything. Shout out to Boner Jams in the chat. I'll get to your super chat in just a moment there. He is absolute stallion stud muffin. Let's see. We got Yodani said, I am also curious to what the scroll wheels are for. And I think, who was it in the chat that said that they're for volume? Little Evil? That was brilliant.
Yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah, that was awesome. iSharifi says, thank you for the Canadian $2.79. He says, you rebranded from MAG to capital MAGG and Xbox to capital Xbox.
I'm going to change my email to MAG now. Yeah. At mag.com.
Yeah, I changed the overlay to say the MAG show, since that's what you go by in all your stuff, just for fun. Yes. But one of my friends...
Why is Xbox yelling at me with all capitals?
Why are you yelling?
Yeah, why are you yelling?
People
I'm going to ask Asha when I see her. I'm going to be like, why you yell at me on social media all the time? She'll be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you scream Xbox in my face all the time. It's very intimidating. You got to stop that.
Yeah,
I'm a very gentle person.
a couple of my friends were like, that was kind of cringy that she put out that poll, and why do they need to go to all caps? And I'm like, I don't know, like just about, I think everything that she's posting has hit really big and gets people excited. And they're like, why do they need to rebrand? Why do they need a new logo? It's just the same logo, but it's green. I'm like, you have to understand, they need to instill the idea that old Xbox has been mocked 24/7 for the past 3 or 4 years, or decade. This is the new Xbox. I think she's done that pretty well. G-Mania, thank you so much for Canadian 10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Says, what I find funny is every time I order from Amazon, I get it the next day. I pre-ordered Forza, and Amazon is delivering it Thursday. Oh, which, yeah, he got super unlucky.
Did you pay your Xbox tax?
Did you try the lasagna? Oh, I forgot to tell you.
If you didn't pay your Xbox tax, you have to wait. You know how it goes. Sorry, carry on.
That old country buffet guy or whatever that we always make fun of. Like, did you try lasagna? Apparently he's on like a TJ Maxx or like a Ross, like how to talk to customers thing that my buddy ran into. I'm going to go find it. Like,
we got to find him. I don't want to find that. I want to find him. Like, what is he doing now?
If you're in Los Angeles, June 5th, look up Mag and I. We will be on the corner of La Cienega and 7th, hanging out, waiting to meet you. Old country buffet.
That's right. That's right.
Pitches.
We're going to be looking for that guy. I want to find that guy.
Boner Jams, the man from Under the Bus podcast every Wednesday night, says with a $5 super. Now, I don't read these ahead of time, and he embarrasses me. He says, my boy Shay Vercooter says, without a doubt, PlayStation and the Sega Saturn are the best all-time game consoles. Bless you, my friends. Oh, my gosh. Read that name again, Mag.
I'm not reading that name again. I heard you say it, and immediately my eyebrow was like, did he just say that? Yeah, he just said it. Well, you said it, not me. I didn't say a damn thing. Demon.
Sorry, I lost it. Can you read it for me, Meg? I can't find it. I'm having a hard time
reading it again. That's really funny, though. Actually, I did lose it. Oh, no, I didn't. That's a great way of spelling it, too. It's fantastic. Everybody in the chat, go look at that super chat. It's actually really funny. Yeah, great.
Lotus is free says, hey, Boner Jams, the 3DO was awesome also. So thank you, Lotus. Appreciate that. Happy Mom says, you said that Crimson Desert was your game of the year. Did you mention that? Yeah, we were counting it, but I think it might get kicked out.
I'm not sure it's going to make it to, like, with the kind of year that we're having, and it's not a slight against the game. It's with like the kind of year that we're having and the quality that we're getting, I don't know. And I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying Crimson Desert is not quality, but you know, people, I think, get all worked up. I'm just saying, I think it'll get knocked out the box.
Worked up. Sorry.
I think it'll get knocked out the box.
Speaking of the box.
Come on, Buffalo, do something.
It's like me and my team's meeting. Crap. Oh, sorry, guys.
I got the Buffalo Canadians game going on in the background here. I just want them to tie it up to make it exciting for the third period. By the way, I found a poutine that I like. I haven't had it yet, but I'm going to have it very soon.
You like it and you haven't tried it?
No. I'm
You're like, I
like
want
the
that.
idea of it.
Okay, what is it? Tell us. It's poutine
you ready
hour.
for this? There's a Jamaican barbecue place that opened up like 5 minutes from my house, and apparently it's like 10 out of 10 people are talking about it and whatever else. It's got big buzz, and they got like the dude in the back like in a tent, and he's got like the big iron dome where he's got like all the chickens smoking away and doing all that stuff, making jerk chicken and everything else. Apparently they do Jamaican poutine there, and I wanted to bring it up on the show tonight. And the poutine has shreds of jerk chicken and stewed oxtail. I'm in.
That sounds like diarrhea knocking on your door. You know who else likes Jamaican
food, man? West
you know who
Indian
else likes Jamaican jerk
oxtail?
Poutine? What? Shay loves it.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, I want to get this thing now. I want to get this this like it's shredded jerk chicken and oxtail. Like in the poutine. Are you nuts? Of course I'm going to get that.
Yodani wants to know if
Jamaicans don't do gravy, so I'm
Yodani
good.
wants to know if you've talked to their chef, Shay, for poutine.
That's great. That's really funny. You guys are on fire tonight. That's funny.
This is a family show.
It's
thank
a family
you.
show. You guys have ruined everything. Colt, I never said a word, by the way. Blame yourself. Don't blame me because I said nothing.
Meg, you have been magnanimous.
on my show, no holds barred. But here, I'm very, very respectful, and I keep it safe for work.
Damian
Holt,
Thorne,
on the other hand, sabotaged his own show.
Yeah, that's true. I did. Oh, we've been demonetized. Well, bye.
Lotus Esprit, keep it family friendly. Dude, I'm surprised you actually show up to my shows with the way I talk. There you go.
Grave Walker.
He's showing that Grave Walker again. It's very cool.
Yeah, I need to paint it. I want to be like Henry Cavill and paint my Warhammer figures.
Isn't that wild? He does that. Like, he's such a nerd. It's so amazing.
You think he like break the brush? Broke another one. He's so strong.
Well, he's not actually Superman. He's just a guy. Although he's really strong. I mean,
he was strong in the Mission Impossible movie. He's strong in every movie. He's strong in Enola Holmes.
Well,
yeah, Oxtail is magical, says BT Maverick. Oxtail also magically makes it come out like poo soup when you're done. It's great. It's great for you. It's really, if you want to lose weight, you want to shed those holiday pounds, have some oxtail soup. It'll come out fast. Yeah.
Don't listen, man. If you're trying to lose weight, do not eat Jamaican food. They put so much spices and salt and all kinds of stuff in there. You will get bigger. You will get bigger, and you can't stop eating it. It's addictive.
And Boner Jams, he doesn't mean the way that you think he means. It's not like your gas station pills that you always buy. The oxtail soup and the Jamaican stuff won't make you just in the gut. Why? Look at the chat saying how great oxtail is. I guess maybe I need to try it,
dude. We either got West Indies enthusiasts, or they are from the West Indies or Jamaica. There you
Richard 1015 is a one-way ticket to Emodium AD. Says, anyone dip their pizza in cola?
Who the hell said that?
Richard in the chat.
Who the hell said that?
Dip
Richard,
your pizza in cola.
Somebody block him. That's like pineapple on pizza. Let's not get started down this road.
Whoa. Hold on. We buy this frozen cauliflower pizza from Costco. You can eat half of the pizza and stay under your calorie budget. 'Cause it's not that big, and it's low and long carbs. I put some hot honey on it, just to keep the yard even. It's good. It's great.
Outstanding.
Yeah, outstanding. Hey, let's talk about gaming news over here at the X&C podcast. I think it's glorious.
We're having a little like an intermission.
We'll sidebar.
Now we're back into the news. Yeah,
and if you get thirsty,
the gaming news.
4XP Gaming will get you covered. So, I love that I took the P off of X&C podcast, which stood for not PlayStation, stood for experience newscast, and Xbox is banging around. So the next topic we have is that Xbox put out a player feedback website, a brand new thing. They launched like right off the ground, and this is a real deal. It's already blowing up. With you post what you want Xbox to do, and then the cream rises to the top. And I wanted to go through the top 6 things that are on the player feedback forum, and I thought maybe you and I could talk quickly about what that means. What do you think the number one most requested thing that Xbox needs to do in their reincarnation is? Mag, what is it?
It's going to be a toss-up between people asking for exclusives or lowering the price of services. And I'm being very vague by saying services because that could be Game Pass or whatever.
Sure.
What is it? What is it?
You're right. You're right. It's exclusives, and the services kind of take like a number 3. So yeah,
number 3.
Well, I'll tell you in a second. So exclusives is number 1, and we have Jez Corden of Windows Central, and Danny Pena, and some other people are like, I don't think that she's going to do exclusives. They don't have any consoles. You said this earlier. I don't know how true that is. I don't have any experience, but when I go to Walmart or Target, the same 6 Xboxes have been sitting there since Christmas. So I'm like, that's not the only Xbox consoles that are alive. They're not all shipped to a store and they've been sitting there for 4 years. So there must be some sort of levy that can break where people can buy consoles and then maybe they'd run out. But they want exclusives. And I think that Asha Sharma and the Xbox team cannot hide from this fact that they have to do some form of exclusivity. And I would disagree with no knowledge. I would disagree that when Jez says they're probably not going to do anything, or it may be a long time, they're going to have to do some form of exclusivity as soon as next year. I think they have to.
How does that work for Game Pass then? I have questions.
Lay it on me, bro.
I have questions. Because my first question is, how does that, like, where does Game Pass fall into that? Because then if you want, like, they've been doing exclusivity up until 2 years ago and it didn't work. This generation, last generation did okay. It started to taper off towards, I think, 20.
They didn't have any games until last year, Mag. They had no games.
Whose fault is that? Is that my fault or is that their fault? Is it their fault?
It's your fault.
They didn't have games for 8 effing years. They did have games. They just weren't good. They did have games. They just didn't hit. So, like, the thing is like, you look at that. Now you got Game Pass. Well, then if that's going to quote unquote, cannibalize sales, then Game Pass subscribers has to skyrocket well past what they are in order to maintain that, because sustainability within the subservice is a completely different thing than sustainability of the Xbox brand. Game Pass, if the majority of people are going to be on there, then it has to sustain the entire business, which means it has to pay for the lights to stay on at Activision, pay all the staff, do all this, do all that, and it hasn't. Here's the hard truth part of the show, folks. It hasn't. And that's why Latitude happened, because they weren't able to sustain the business, not that specific service. So when people say Game Pass is sustainable, it is sustainable within itself. Is it able to sustain all of Xbox? Absolutely not. And therefore, that's why I have questions. How are they going to address that? Are they going to take day in, day out and put it later on down the road, a year from that, whatever? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. Because they've already done that with Call of Duty. They pulled Call of Duty out of Game Pass, and now it's not available in Game Pass till a year later. Do you think maybe that was an experiment? I'm just asking. So my other question is, that's the first question. My second question, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I have a second question after that.
Don't forget it. I'll make this quick.
I'm not going to forget. Trust me.
They're making $5 billion with Game Pass. So if they remove first-party games from Game Pass, 5 million people, 10 million people leave the service and go, well, this is the whole reason why I was here. Because they went multi-plat once they had games. 12 games in 2025. 8 games in 2026 or whatever, 6 games in 2026. So would they lose that many? Probably not. Maybe lots of people would stay. So they're making $5 billion a year in Game Pass, which is a pretty good trade-off for not selling their games, which means that Game Pass is actually more sustainable than outright selling their games. But I don't know.
The thing is, they need the sheer numbers in order to be able to pay for the division.
Yeah.
It's not just Game Pass supporting itself. That's what people don't, the horse blinders. It's not about that. It has to sustain all of it, because all those companies that are making games for the service have to be paid for. And that is not enough, surprisingly, that is not enough money to sustain that division, because a lot of people don't realize how big of a division Xbox is. It's actually pretty huge. It's actually one of the largest divisions in Microsoft. And in order to run that and to operate that and pay those salaries, pay those bills, pay those lights, pay those mortgages, and everything else that go, and of course, obviously, the cost of the games on top of all that, why do you think they expanded to PC? Same story. Because then it started to taper off in 2016 and whatever. They were starting to fade a little bit there. They get onto PC, bolster the ecosystem. Why? Because it wasn't, you know what I mean?
I mean,
they were trying to expand the business. They were trying to expand the business further.
People act like Game Pass is losing Xbox division money. They act like Xbox's low sales
no, they're not
of
losing
consoles
money.
It loses them money. People act like Xbox's low game sales are losing them money. But they are profitable in the range. Are you ready for this? And Hargeet would yell this from the rooftops. Xbox division is profitable in the range of 17 to 22%, which falls under the old 30%. They are higher in profit margin than Nintendo is. But Nintendo makes, in percentage, Nintendo makes far more profit. They make way more money. But Xbox has a very healthy profit margin. If I look up PlayStation real quick here, what is PlayStation's profit? Let's see. They say yes, they are highly profitable. They are a 12% year over year profit operating income. So Xbox and PlayStation are, PlayStation is slightly under in percentage, but they make more money. They make more profit sum than Xbox does. So I would say pump the brakes on, do you need to yank games out of Game Pass, or do you say, look, we're making this stack of money with Game Pass subscribers, It's a residual revenue stream that is renewable. And then we're making this much money selling our games and this much money selling our consoles. And they're like, this is all the money we bring in. Now, I'll do a funny thing. You and I run a channel. If I was looking at, oh, my numbers are down, I'm not doing this, but I'm still, overall, my video views are still doing a great number, and I still have a 12% increase in views year over year. I look at numbers like that, and I'm like, well, I don't have like any big 400,000 view videos, but then like Destin Legary, sorry, I'll just break this down to like a chewable thing here. Destin Legary, I said this last week, I think. He's like, I had a really great month, and Destin puts out a ton of videos, 1 to 2 a day sometimes. Overall, his numbers were incredibly huge, and his growth was awesome because he was cranking out a ton of small videos. Overall, they did really well. So when you think Xbox has to do something about Game Pass, but what they're actually doing is they're making a good chunk of profit on Game Pass, a little bit on their games, and almost nothing on their console. But overall, Xbox is a profitable division. They just need to make more money on top of that. So that's a lot to say to, can they afford?
Question about, no. Yeah.
Can they afford to say, we're not going to make that money over here on PlayStation? Because if this is Game Pass and this is their game sales on PlayStation are like this. You know, they're 2 to 3 times bigger than what they sell on Xbox because Xbox is smaller and Game Pass eats up a bunch of those sales. But the money's still rolling it. Do you want to like get rid of that and not put the game on PlayStation and say, we can't rely on that $20 million we're going to make this year on PlayStation because we want to do exclusivity? And then you're like, we're making nothing on the console. So what was your question?
My other question is, what exactly, and this is something I've been sort of pondering over the weekend, is like, what exactly does exclusive mean to the community? And I don't mean like me and you or whatever. I'm talking about the people listening to the show, listen afterwards. Like, what exactly does exclusive mean when it's offered on 4 different platforms? But if it's off PlayStation, it's exclusive, but it's still available on all these other platforms. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
You mean,
so what exactly?
You mean on
like Steam is not Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah.
GeForce Now is not Xbox. You know what I mean? Like
point.
those are not Xbox. Epic is not. I don't know if Epic sells Xbox games. I'm not really sure. Do they?
I think they do. I never even look. That blue number.
Someone PC in the chat. Let me know.
I'll Google it while you're talking.
Those are not Xbox. You know what they are?
I'm sure they are.
They're third-party stores that take 30% cut of a sale of an Xbox game, which is exactly what would happen on Play. They are okay.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what would happen on the Nintendo Switch and would be the exact same thing that happens on a PlayStation. So therefore, by all definitions, it's not exclusive at all. So if you want actual exclusive, put it on the goddamn Xbox and put your money where your mouth is. Let me see it come forward. Drop your cash. Let's see it, Xbox community. Everybody puffs.
What do you mean? You mean only on the Xbox PC app and only on the console?
That's it. You want Xbox exclusivity, make it Xbox exclusivity. But you see the face you just made? That people are scared to do it because why are people scared? Why are people scared?
Meg,
are they afraid they're gonna fail?
I'm 100% with you because it's asinine for PC guys to sit there and say, I'm not buying that game on the Xbox app. I'm like, you can link that to your Steam or you can just launch it like anybody else. I know that there are staunch PC guys who only want to build their library on Steam. Go ahead and do that. Are you going to miss out on a couple of games? Maybe. But the problem is the Xbox PC app has a lot of work to do. It pisses me off routinely. Yeah. I'm sure they're working on it. Like I can say they're actually working on
that.
Yeah, but
she was like, we need to overhaul Windows because we need to make it an actual competitor to Steam or whatever the hell she was saying. And then obviously we saw how the start of this year went down. But
yeah, I mean she said they were, but like a month ago I would have told you, yeah, that's all lip service, but we're actually seeing them do things and they're going out the door. So when they say they're trying to fix their Xbox PC app and their porting process to be as seamless as Steam, I now believe them. I have videos of me talking about Helix where I say I don't trust them when it comes to their launch on PC. They're horrible at it, but they're really turning it around. So I just kind of wrinkle my face because I'm like, do you want to lose out on all those Steam players, or do you want to just say, gosh dang, I have to have that game?
Exclusivity. What does it mean? That's why I'm asking, because that's not exclusivity. You opened it up to a competitor. Steam is not your friend, not their friend.
Steam is their actual competitor, not PlayStation right now.
They're nice. You know, Santa Claus and Satya are friends, and they talk, and he was an ex-Microsoft employee. They left on good terms. He took all his money and created a fantastic product with Steam, whatever else, or Valve. And so, but he ain't your friend. So, like, the thing is, at the end of the day, he's running a competitive business that is actually competing against you. And therefore, at that point, that actually raised two questions. My first question is, now my suspicions, I may be totally off base here, but and I'll take one on the chin, pause, if I end up being wrong. I'm totally cool. But the thing is, I'm starting to have second doubts about Steam showing up on a Helix.
I was going to say the same thing, Mag.
I'm starting to have, and that's going to be a big problem for a lot of people, because the selling point would be like, oh man, I would love to have Xbox and Steam on one box outside of a PC, obviously, right? In a living room console, and I don't know. Let
me soften the right hook that you would take on the chin when it comes to saying, is Steam going to be on there? They've never, like, to be fair, they've never said Ubisoft Connect. They've never said Epic Games. They may have said Epic. They've never said the word Steam when they've talked about the PC, and they've never said it. So I'm like, is that a direct competitor thing? Like, we're not going to mention Steam because we're actually going after their bag, because the Helix is directly competing with the Steam machine. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Steam machine. They're directly, that thing still doesn't have a release date or a price. Like, they've been stringing people along month after month. They don't know what to price it. They don't know what they can do. And I would say, I think that Steam is going to be on there, but I think they don't mention it because it's a direct competitor. So will you be able to buy games on Steam through the Helix? I don't, probably, but like, is Steam going to be a launchable thing where you go into big picture mode in Steam? I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know either.
But I would say all your games would be launchable within Xbox, just like they are on PC. If I could screen share with you right now, I'd show you how all my Steam games that are installed are sitting right on the Xbox app. They're right there with the Steam logo. And I think that's how it's going to be with Helix, but I think you got something. Yeah.
Magnum, stop it.
Let me read some supers.
So, like I said, it's just questions, and I'm not trying to be whatever inflammatory. I'm asking questions because I'm like, these are questions, hard questions that need to be answered eventually, and we all know she ain't answering those questions this year. She said she's taking her time with it because we all know she's going to watch the metrics for 2026. It's going to be a banger year for Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, they're going to make all kinds of money from first party, third party, subscription services, all that kind of stuff. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. 2026 ain't the year to base it on. 27 is where I really want to see what's going to happen, because 26, you've got a slam dunk of a year with all these big games, and you already got one. You already knocked one out of the park with Forza Horizon, highest rated game of the year. So you knocked it out of the park. Keep that momentum going, and they're going to have a hell of a year. Then you go to 27, and then I'm like,
I don't know what's in 27 besides Blade and
State
Clockwork.
of Decay 3.
State of Decay 3.
Blade and Clockwork Revolution. That's not a year that you can compare with 26. Unless you have surprises we don't know about.
I'm sure Blade will be pretty cool, but yeah.
I know it's going to be cool.
I'll tell you what, awesome. we're gonna know what 2027 offers at this showcase, because
sure we will, yes.
Otherwise, we're going into showcase in 3 weeks with Halo, Fable, Gears, and the stuff the stuff they promised for a long time since 2020. So yeah, I think we're going to get a bunch of big nods to stuff that we've never even talked about in 2027. So
sure, that'd be great to flesh out 27, and you're like, all right, you're following up a slam dunk year, and then you could flesh out the rest of 27 with a bunch of games that some we don't know about, some we do know about, and I'm like, all right, keep the momentum going. But then we know that, Colt, we know that between 26 and 27 decisions will have to be made.
Yeah.
And if you said what you just said, the number one requested thing is exclusivity, well then there has to be clear-cut lines of what exclusivity means. Otherwise, it's all just bullshit. Because you can't say it's exclusive to an ecosystem and you're trying to build the ecosystem if you're selling it to your competitors, whether it's PlayStation or whether it's Steam. Those are competitors, not your friends. They're taking 30% of their money. That means that's not exclusive. And if the Xbox community wants to do it, then you got to put up your cash and get in there and start doing whatever you got to do. Subscribe to Game Pass, buy your games, assuming that Game Pass is still going to run the same way. I'm not even sure that Game Pass is still going to run the same model that Phil Spencer ran.
No, they're already changing it. They're adding a Chinese tier. They just added that sounds weird, a Chinese tier. Yeah.
China.
They're adding a tier just for Chinese market. They're adding the Discord Nitro thing that was leaked that we talked about here, and I put that in my last video. That's actually a reality. So there are going to be multiple ways to access Game Pass. But I should say again, because I don't like the way I said it, I do agree with Jez when he says, like, do they have enough? Jez says they don't have enough consoles to go exclusives. If they say, hey, this is our game, you got to get it. Like Fable, let's pretend that Fable, they said it's only coming on Xbox, and then people go out to buy them, and they're like, I mean, what a great problem to have. People go out to buy Xboxes to play Fable, and they're like, they're sold out. We can't even get them. That means people would jump all over on the other like markets on Amazon and actually buy them, or they buy them, used or something. But I don't know. I would love to ask somebody, is that really a thing? Do you guys really not have enough consoles to draw your games out? Because you and I have talked about how Xbox games aren't popular enough to drive consoles out of stock, unless Fable like got reviewed and it was like a 90 or an 88 or something. But Fable games haven't been that high. I think the highest it was at 87 or 88 for Fable 2. But Playground Games,
Fable 2 was the best one.
Yeah, I mean, but it's Playground Games.
They already got a 92, but I mean, that's a racing game, and they've been making those racing games for years. By the way, just a fun fact for everybody in the chat: this is the 4th Forza in a row that has scored a 90 and above.
Yeah,
Forza Motorsport. Forza Horizon. It's so this series alone, it's been 4 in a row that they have hit. So 6, 5, 4, and 3 have all hit 90 and above on Metacritic. They are crushing. They've got that. They obviously have the racing genre down to a science. Now they're doing something done that wheelhouse. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
They've done that.
It's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, because they've done that on a. They've done the same thing over and over. They just added a little bit, and I was really worried that this was going to be the one that's just like we've done it so many times over, and they made it feel brand new. I don't know how they do it, but if that same care and attention is going to Fable. I don't know. I have a feeling that Fable's going to, my prediction for Fable, and all I know is that 20-minute direct, my prediction is like an 85, 86. That's how I feel that game from when I look at it.
We're going to find out. I can tell you this, though. I think that Forza has overtaken Halo. I know. Forza has overtaken Halo and Gears as the biggest Xbox franchise. Now, I know you could say Minecraft or whatever else, but I mean, I'm talking about like those 3 big ones. It's overtaken Halo and Gears easily.
Shout out to over 650 people who are watching Mag and I talk about games. We're breaking down the majority fan feedback. Xbox just unleashed a new website where you can go in and request what you most want from the new Xbox initiative pushing forward. And we are just at the very top with exclusives. We're about to go on to the second one. Appreciate all your support. Shout out, hit the like button, show your support for the channel. Hitting the like button will push us onto greener pastures. I don't know why people say that, but thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Let me grab a couple supers. We'll get on to the next one in the list. We've got Chris R55. Thank you so much for the $5 super. Says, for exclusives, one interesting idea I saw is Xbox Game Studio games are exclusive. Bethesda holds theirs for 6 months to a year, and Activision are all multi-platform. That's kind of an interesting idea, but I don't.
You talk about you talk about for like PlayStation, Steam, like everybody kind of thing. Like
I think what he's saying is
exclusive on the Xbox and Windows.
Anything from Rare, Compulsion, Ninja Theory, Playground, all those Xbox Game Studios, those would never go anywhere else. I'll say besides PC and Xbox, right? And then Bethesda would be a 6-month time exclusive, and Activision will always be multi-platform. I don't like that idea because I know I could always tell you why they should go multi-plat, because they needed the money and that's what they had to do it. But you don't pick a publisher and say you're never going to be exclusive. You have to look and say, what are we going to do with Elder Scrolls 6? I'm going to repeat this again. You look at Elder Scrolls 6 and you say, this is the one. You want this game, you freaking go buy an Xbox, or you play it on Xbox PC or on Steam, on our platform on Windows, or you play it on Xbox console. If you think like Elder Scrolls 6, if it is as good as Skyrim or even anywhere close, they should have the balls. They should have the balls to say, this is the one that's going to be exclusive. And if you want this game, if this game is worthy of coming and getting it from us. And I think they need to do that, because you can sit here all day and say, but what about the money? They'll never do it. There's 3 times as many people on PlayStation. I don't give a flying fudge. You have to say, we're good enough. We're worth it. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, baby. You have to say, we're going to treat our platform with respect and say, come to us and play our big games. Now, if you've got some game like, Minecraft Dungeons 2, it was all those are always multi-platform. Let's say that there wasn't a precedence there. Minecraft's like, everybody likes Minecraft. We want it everywhere. That's just like another thing, which is like, that's a smaller game. Sure. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to say Double Fine's putting out this game where you hit each other as clay pots, that exclusive doesn't do anything for us. We need that. Let's put that for everybody, because we don't know what that game is. But when you've got a franchise, like if let's say this isn't happening, but let's say like Prototype 3. Like, we finally want to bring Prototype back. We've got this great thing. They won't do Infamous yet, so let's do Prototype. Exclusive. I don't care what the platform is. They have to start making moves and seeing if they fall flat on their face with exclusivity or not. And they have to. Well, then you know what?
Do it with all the Bethesda games, though. Like, why? Like,
absolutely.
I wouldn't mix the messages, because I'm reading the chat as you're talking, and I'm looking at what they're saying. They're like, yeah, but it's going to send more mixed messages, and I'm like, yeah, I
don't care. I think what mixed messages? We've got another topic today. PlayStation just told the world. Herman Holtz said, we're pulling our single player games off of PC. What's the mixed message? The message is our single player games are no longer going on PC. That's the message.
Right.
So if Xbox says, I am absolutely for Xbox saying, Fable is coming out, let's say November 1st, 2026. That's release date. Let's just say that. And you can get it on Xbox PC, and Game Pass. And then that's it. And then when the media starts going,
that's it.
Where's the PlayStation logo? You said you're going to put on PlayStation. Yeah. What happened? You said that's the message. No, we're not putting it on PlayStation. What was the message when Stellar Blade was shown for the whole world? Said it had logos saying it was coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. And then PlayStation came in and published it and said, it's only coming to play. The message wasn't anything. The message was, you want to play Stellar Blade? You have to play it on PlayStation 5. There's no mixed messaging, just like there's no confusion about a Series S versus a Series X. The message has to be, we have the balls. If you want our games, you get them here from us, because we made them and we are the premier place to play games. Because Xbox is. They have an incredible console set, and they're also allowing you to play that on a budget PC or a killer PC. You get the best experience from Xbox, hands down, and they should have the balls to make those exclusive. Are they going to lose some money? Meg's absolutely right. You want Fallout 5? Have you been waiting for Fallout 5 for 15 years? You freaking are going to play it on Xbox. You know why? Because who owns Bethesda, Meg?
Yeah, Microsoft.
Yeah,
Xbox.
there you go.
So
Xbox,
therefore, the thing is, yeah, oh, right. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? The parent company. But
sure.
Here's the thing. If PlayStation drew a line in the sand, made it very damn clear. I mean, Schreier reported it months ago, but now they made it very clear. This is it. This is what we're doing. We're going back to single player games. Yes, they're still doing live service games here and there. They still have a bunch, not a bunch, but they still have a couple in development. But they're focusing more on their single player experiences. Blah 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 blah. It's staying there. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going to no Xbox. Ain't going to Switch. Ain't going to PC. Done. So here's the thing. If it is the number one the number one requested thing from Xbox fans is to be exclusive, then do it. And then if it works, fantastic. You've got a console war back up and running by next year, and you've got you got the blue and the green going head to head once again, like it did 3 generations ago up until whatever this generation, right? And on and on. Or if it fails, you got nobody to blame but yourself because you didn't put your money there. So if people, but I'm seeing the chat and I'm reading the chat, and some people are saying, but you can't make Fallout exclusive. Make everything exclusive, but you can't make Elder Scrolls
Sorry,
exclusive.
you absolutely can.
What
absolutely.
the frig do you want? Which one do you want? One or the other?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mag. I'm sorry.
What is it? You want exclusivity or not?
I was told in 2016 that every PlayStation fan had a killer PC that was better than an Xbox One. So, I mean,
so
the reason why...
No mixie. JV Smooth, you're right. No mixie. Pick a goddamn side and leave it there.
Absolutely.
And say, listen,
well
here
said.
it is. Here it is. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, at least you tried. Because
and
the
then
thing is,
the marketing pressure's on, right, Mag?
What's that?
The marketing pressure is on. Like, if you're exclusive... Let's pretend that you made this decision, right? That Mag, the head of Xbox division, is like, you know what? I believe in this. We're going exclusive. Tell me how you're going to spend your marketing money. You're going to push it hard, right?
You push it hard.
Yeah.
And you right. And you offer more. You offer more accessibility points through cloud and whatever else for people who can't afford the hardware. Which there are a lot of people who can't afford the hardware and want that accessibility. Yeah. Well, then you're going to still get those people in there. So
you can't afford it. Get a Series S.
Go in all the way.
I want to say
unzip and put it on the table. Don't hide in the corner and say, "Well, no,
we got to be
you
careful."
Can have Fallout, but you can't have this, and you can't have that. No.
Oh, Stanley Buffington.
You want to run with the big dogs?
Stanley Buffington doesn't know anything about business. That's great, but yeah, he goes Colt's delusional. No, I'm absolutely crystal clear.
And
because
listen, man, I'm not saying that this is going to work. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to be crystal clear as well about this. The reason why I push for exclusives is because Xbox doesn't say you have to buy a Series X. You know, that if you're on PlayStation's like, you have to spend $600 to $900 to play our game. Xbox doesn't say that. Xbox says, are you ready for this? This is how you understand where the line is drawn between fanboys and people who keep it real. And I've tried to keep it real for a long time because I play half of my games on PC. Xbox says, here's our game. If you want it from us, you can. If you can't afford a Series S or a Series X, or you don't want to play on PC, you can play it on the cloud for pennies on the dollar. And everyone's like, I don't want to play it on cloud. Well, then don't. Then buy the device you want to play it on. You know, you can play it on your mom's laptop. You can play it on your great PC. You can play it on your killer PC. You can play it on GeForce Now if you want to. You can play, if you can't afford it. And I know that gaming has become an expensive hobby, and I'm not like one of those guys like, if you don't have the money, screw you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Xbox gives you more choices than any platform that's ever existed. They do not sew you into an idea where you have to spend almost $1,000 to play their game. They give you more choice and value than anyone else. So they can hold exclusivity over people by saying, we have a myriad of ways, from affordability all the way to you get the best experience possible. And you can do any mix or match of that. Let's say you want to build, let's say I want to build a $2,000 medium budget PC that can do things great, but it doesn't kill my bank. But now I don't have money for all the games Xbox made exclusive. Sign up for Game Pass and get an incredible value of all those games, plus the ones you wanted to play. They're exclusive. Now you're saving money. Now you're like, this is what people don't understand. When I say just get an Xbox, I don't really say that. But when I say exclusivity, PlayStation has Nintendo have such a different way. You have to buy our device, and that's the experience you get, and you get no other experience. And that's why I say you can be exclusive with Xbox. And I almost said something I wasn't supposed to. If I was able to talk to somebody at the head of Xbox, I would have said those exact words. You have the opportunity to say, make your games exclusive because we have all these ways for you to play, from value to absolute powerhouse. Let me grab a couple of supers. There's only a couple here. JD Gamer, thank you so much for the 5. Says, no executive ever said Steam. The line has always been Xbox and PC games, and we know that Epic Games claims that they will be their day. They will be their day one. Give me exclusives, he says. JD Gamer also says, thank you so much for the 10. Yeah, I am fired up today. Yeah, I am, because my opinion changes a little bit here or there.
It's a very passionate subject, because it's, I'm telling you, this PlayStation thing that happened today, is a big. Oh shoot! Buffalo scored, tie game 2-2 with 12 minutes left in the third period. Game 7, folks. It's getting wild. Here's the thing. That just lit a whole fire under a bunch of people's butts right now, and they're all like, "Well, they just did it, and now they're looking at Xbox." Now,
Meg,
whatever decision they decide to make,
give me your rant about what you think Xbox needs to do, because I went off. For 4 minutes.
I did. No, I did. I said, listen, if it's financially feasible for them, which you and I will never know, all we could do is speculate. We're not looking at their spreadsheets. We're not looking at their numbers. We're not looking at whatever. And of course, we also have to wait for the rest of 26 to play out. But in an ideal world, if you present me that question, I would say, you know what? If it's the number one requested thing, I mean, you can't put a multi-billion-dollar business on the line of fans on Twitter. That's ridiculous. You can't bet the farm on fans on Twitter or YouTube. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have to base it on metrics, numbers, dollars, and cents. But in an ideal world where anything is an option, I say go for it. Just do it. Just do it. Make everything go. And then do it, and then go like this. And then Asha shows up with a controller and looks at the community, the entire community collectively all staring at her at once. And she goes, all right, smart asses, everything's exclusive. And she goes,
go on and smart ass and do it.
She goes, go. Now go show me. Show me that you love it. Show me that you're doing this. Show me the money. Show me the support. Go and play these games. Go buy them. Play them on Game Pass, whatever. She hands you the controller and says, all right, now it's your turn, Xbox community.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is, and then see what happens there. And then if it doesn't work, she could say, "Well, now y'all can go to PlayStation because there ain't no more Xbox."
Meg, what if
you know what I mean? Like 5 years from now.
What if the
you know what I mean? So like that's the choices you got. So it's either they become a publisher and get rid of Xbox entirely for a failed experiment on exclusivity, or they just go exclusive and the shish kebab just works out.
What if the
and
games
it could go either way?
What if the games were like $20 or $30 if you have Game Pass? I don't want them to take out first party, but you were like, what if they take out first party so they can increase?
Now with early access.
Like take the early access model and just say
$50 early access.
Yeah, take the early access model and say if you want that game day one in Game Pass,
smart idea.
Otherwise, it's not there. You have to wait. But I think there's a tier for that. I mean, there's a rumor for that, but I don't like that either.
There'll be a lot of tiers for
Jedi
that.
Warrior. What Mag is trip? Mag speaking facsimonious. He ain't tripping. Yeah. Oh, let me read JD Gamer's chat. Thank you so much for the 10. He goes, call it the Golden Core to block off Xbox Game Pass or Xbox Game Studios games, keep them exclusive, and allow ABK and Bethesda games multi-plat after a year. For Game Pass, don't allow it to go over $25 and allow people to pick their plan. I mean, there's probably going to be a mix of that, but I'm kind of on board with like, let ABK and Bethesda games go to PlayStation after a year or two, but people will just wait. But when your game is like a high 80s, people don't wait. I don't care what game you got. If it's a 87 or 88, if people wanted to play that, they're going to go play it. Andy Ackerman, thanks for the 5, says, sure, can I play it on my mom's laptop? Can I play it on your mom's laptop? Yeah, the classic, that plays better on my PC. Yeah. I mean, dust off your mom's laptop where she played Farmville 2 and see if you can play, the next big banger on gaming. Yeah,
Jedi Warrior. I was talking. This was a speculative conversation, not a factual one. Mm-hmm. He's saying, I'm tripping for saying failed experiment. The next one will be no more. I never said that. I said
didn't hear that.
As in an ideal world, in an ideal situation, you have one of two choices, and it was just a speculative conversation, not saying that it's going to happen. But people do that all the time. Like you say something on YouTube, they completely misread it because their mind interprets what you say, and then they think that you're saying that because that's what they think you're saying. It's so ridiculous. I just ignore that stuff. But anyways, the point is that at the end of the day is if they do that, I'm actually welcome. Listen, man, I want to watch the world burn. Like literally, just do it. I say just go for it. Cut it off, and then have her hand the controller and say, go. Build it. Let's go. I did what you wanted. Go do it. And I would think, do I think it's going to work? No, not now. Maybe. But you'd have to get a lot of people. You'd have to get a big marketing push, a lot of You have to get a lot of education out there as to what you got, what you're offering, what you're doing, the games. And the games are number one, because if you don't have the games that everybody wants to play, then no one's going to come over there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's
Somebody
always
said that in
been
the chat
fundamental
too.
problem. That's the fundamental problem, is that they don't have system sellers. Now they do. They got a Forza. That's a system seller, in my opinion. I think that like, if you left that there and like, listen, you're going to pay the best racer that's ever been made, well, then you got to buy this box to do it. Everybody else does it. Why is it different for like everybody else does it? You put a quality game that everybody wants to play. And if Gears is the same thing, wouldn't that be, you say, listen, man, you want to play Gears, you got to buy this thing over here. And everybody's playing it. You want to join the party? Well, you got to pay the cover fee to get into the Kager. You want to pay that $10 to get in the door. Otherwise, you're not drinking the beer, whatever. So do it. I say do it. I'm excited to see them do it. And I would just sit back and watch the war go on. I'd be like, all right, let's see what happens. And whoever comes out on top, well, I mean,
And no, Mag's not saying that because he plays on PlayStation. He owns both consoles, so he can play wherever he wants.
My gamer score is higher than most Xbox gamers anyway.
Higher than mine.
It's
it is higher than mine.
I pay no attention to that.
Oh no, it's Alex. I was listening to it.
I'm literally streaming on Xbox tomorrow morning, for God's sake.
Yeah,
on my channel. So
hey,
I don't listen to people.
You can't win. Somebody was like this the other day to me because I said Xbox lowered the price of the console for the holidays for $50 down or $50 under. Sorry, let me read this again. Xbox lowered the price of the console for $50 for the holidays. I said, in my opinion, this is where it should stay if they want to be competitive in their position in the marketplace. This guy's like, this tweet aged like milk. I'm like, are you really trying to get a gotcha on me on an opinion?
I saw that. Was it like a 6-year-old tweet or something?
Yeah.
2018 or 2017?
Yeah, and shout out to my mod, Happy Bomb, who said, these are opinions and don't attack people over their opinions. Like, yeah, people can, like, we're spitballing here. But some of the opinions that we say, they can really line up with, should they do this or not? I mean, it's a great discussion. It really is. BT Maverick, thanks for the 5.
Man.
Yeah, it is.
I love this stuff. Like, I'm not angry. I'm not getting mad at it. By the way, Verge Brizzle in the chat, I don't understand the context of the question, but just ask me. He said it's no disrespect. He's just asking. So ask the question again. I'll answer it for you. But just put it in the chat. I'll read.
What was the question? He was the one that said you're just saying that because you're on PlayStation. But what was the other?
No,
thing?
He says, Meg, do you say that because you play PlayStation?
Yeah,
and I'm like, I didn't understand the context of the question. But it's okay. Put it in there, and then that's fine. Anyway, it's wild.
I think what he was saying that. Do you say that they should have exclusives because you mostly play on PlayStation and they have exclusives? Yeah, he kind of is saying that because...
in that respect? No, I don't really care about that. I'm talking about from a business aspect. I want to see the Xbox brand to be closer to where it was in the 360 generation, and it was battling head-to-head, which makes everybody better because, as we all know, competition breeds excellence. And does it affect me? Not at all. I have a PlayStation, I have 2 Xboxes, and I've got a PC, and I've got a Switch too. And the next generation, it's going to be the same thing. Yeah. I'm going to have everything sitting there, so it doesn't affect me in any which way or form. It's just at the end of the day, what it does come down to is who's holding my attention more, right? And then, well, now then my house is a little bit different. My house is full of cloved hooves and hay because everybody in my house has a PlayStation. You already know that. And I game share with my wife. So all my third-party games this generation are all bought on PlayStation so she can play it. Generation before and the generation before that was all Xbox because my wife had an Xbox and we would always game share that way. And so we did that. That's financial prudency. That's a big difference between fanboyism and financial prudency.
You should be looking out for yourself, not how many consoles your favorite piece of plastic sells.
I don't really care. Yeah. But if they were, let's just say theoretically, let's just say Helix and PS6 have their exclusives and their exclusives, it won't affect me at all because I'll access both. And I'll be like, all right, well, this month I'll be playing on Xbox. This month I'll be playing on PlayStation. Oh, that game came out? Well, I'm back on the Helix or I'm back on the PS6. I don't care.
Just to push a button on your remote.
It's silly.
Yeah.
But shout out to fun. It's fun to talk about this stuff. I love it.
Yeah, and we've been doing this for 2 years. It's almost 3. Does it get old? Shout out to Fonz Gaming in the chat. Check out GameStalk Live. He's live every Tuesday night. It's been good hanging out with him lately, talking gaming, and he has a lot of passionate opinions about what they should do with exclusives. And one of the other people I've been listening to a lot is It's Alex, the Banana Man. He's got a totally different opinion than us or most of the chat when it comes to exclusives. He says exclusives are anti-consumer. He says exclusives are bad. And, by rights, he should, because he only plays on a console. So when PlayStation or Xbox decide to have exclusives, those are fewer games that he gets to access. So as a gamer, do you really want exclusives? That's always been the argument. Like, I own an Xbox and a PlayStation. Do I need Xbox to have exclusives? The only thing it does is makes Xbox more competitive. The other thing
That's what I want.
Herman Holst pulled single-player games from PC for one reason, and it's not the same reason as Xbox. The reason is PlayStation continues to... Wait, how do I do this? This way. PlayStation, for stage left, PlayStation wants their line of PS5s to continue growing. So they've decided it's not worth to put their single-player games on PC. We can garner more sales of the PS5, which continues to uptick. We don't want that to flatten out, so we're going to pull our games away from PC. Xbox doesn't have that problem. Theirs is different. Xbox has a flat line, and they're like, can we increase console sales, or are we just going to say they're never going to go up, so we need to find other ways to make money? So they have a different problem. I don't think that exclusives are anti-consumer. I don't think exclusives are bad. As a person who owns one console, the exclusives suck. But, do I want to play a game on PlayStation when I could play everything on my PC or my Xbox? No, I mean, I want Stellar Blade to come to Xbox. I want Stellar Blade 2. And when exclusives are full exclusivity is dissolving in all games and franchises, and gamers will benefit from it, is absolutely true. Shift Up said, I think it's Shift Up, we don't want to work with PlayStation on the next one. We want Stellar Blade 2 to go to the global market. So the sequel's going to be on everything. So
Xbox gamers, you're in for a treat. It was the best game of 2024.
It's very, very fun.
The thing is, though, Colt, you mentioned something about one console owner, right? You said it would suck. Like, exclusivity sucks for people like that. I get that. Now, here's the thing. What the companies need to do, whether it's Nintendo, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's Sony, okay? When they're marketing to those people who can only afford the one, which is a lot of people, by the way. I think we actually give ourselves as hardcore gamers way too much credit, thinking that we actually run the industry. We do not. The casual markets who own only one console rule the industry. Hence, and the thing is, at that point, those companies have a responsibility to get people to go into their ecosystem, because once they're in that ecosystem, they're locked in for years, if not decades, because they're not going to go out beyond that. So their responsibility beyond that is to get some kind of software that is so compelling, or a service, or whatever, features, or pricing and a game, of course, that get people into that ecosystem, and then that's it. Then you lock them in. Like, for example, when I started with Xbox, it was on the Xbox 360. I never owned an OG Xbox. You know that story. I was watching watching the fabulous Buffalo Bills on TV, and I saw a commercial for Dead Rising, and I sat up in the chair because I was a huge fan of Dawn of the Dead, right? And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm looking at the graphics.
Did you have hair then?
It was stunning. I did not have hair. I was already shaven bald by then, and I watched that, and you know what they got out of me? That one game, and then, of course, the several games that followed it on the Xbox 360, they got a loyal customer for 21 years, Colteastwood. 20 years, excuse me.
Sure. Yeah.
They got a paying customer for 20 years by getting me in that ecosystem. Did I stop buying PlayStation? No. Was my focus PlayStation? No.
People don't really switch. You know that, right? Like, there's like 3 guys you're like, I'm switching, and they're like super hardcore.
No, that's full of crap. And the thing is at the end of the day, when it comes to that, they got a paying customer for 20 years. You don't think that is not only their responsibility as a company, that is also their goal to move forward. And that's why I say at the end of the day, we can argue about semantics and fighting about this and that and services and beep, ba ba boom. At the end of it all, if you don't have the compelling software to get people to lock in, that's where it is, because the majority of the people out there, 80 to 85% of the casuals, only own one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And you know what? They're not looking forward to the next James Bond game. The next generation of gamers is not looking forward to the next open world action adventure over the shoulder with stealth elements game. They don't care. They're playing Tamagotchi Life. They're playing Roblox, Animal Crossing. They're playing all these little small interactive party games that are super popular. Fonz in the chat says people like Alex don't like exclusives because he doesn't want a console. And I would pair that with he's going to miss out on games and he doesn't want to play on a console. So of course he doesn't like exclusives. I mean, is he technically right that they're bad because you have to buy a console to play their games? Fonz says you have to buy a PC to play some of the games. There's kind of an interesting distinction there, Mag. Like, the PC exclusives are like CSGO 2, Half-Life Alyx, Dota, but when you're talking about
some
the
other ones
mainstream, there's a bunch. I could list.
There's no real PC. They're like big games that everybody's talking about that are actually in the zeitgeist of the gaming community. I mean, PC's not.
Counter-Strike is one of the most popular games, but when you're talking about a reoccurring franchises of games that are coming out and the big publishers who are making games for just about everybody because they go to PC and Switch and everything, like, PC doesn't have very many games that are like, I mean, it's just a handful of them. So it's not quite the same. Like, I guess it sort of is. It's just so different that Nintendo has like 700 games that they make exclusive. PlayStation has hundreds of them, and Xbox has a few. So, yeah, I'm going to break down the other 5 of the top ones here. We're been going for a minute. Let me grab these, and then I'll grab the supers here. Back and Pat was number 2. Bringing online free is number 3, which is going to happen. Apparently, more Back and Pat is coming, according to Jason Ronald. We'll probably hear about it in the 25th anniversary. Maybe a blurb in the showcase. Achievements overhaul, which, I mean, they already are overhauling the achievements.
They're kind of doing that.
Yeah, they just need to do a 100% thing. That has to be a thing. Special animation, or the achievement animation, instead of a diamond, it needs to have, I don't know, a little schlong or something. I don't know what it's going to be. Game Pass Family Plan. I don't know if they'll do that. And then number 6, out of the dozens and dozens of feedback subjects and requests, this Red Wolf's going to love this. Number 6 was physical games support on the consoles, which I was surprised that, you know, for 20% of the people, that still makes up some 4 million gamers. So, yeah, let me read these supers.
That one, that's more wishful thinking than anything else. At that point, it's going to be such a niche thing that you're going to have to order. My guess is in the future, you're going to have to order directly from the actual publishers for the games. Like,
which you do games now.
Yeah, a lot of it's now, but that's going to be the norm. So, like, going into Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, you're not going to see the games anymore. And that's not now, but it will happen in the future. Over time, it's already happening. If anybody can't see the dwindling size of physical media going out, you have to order directly from the publisher. They will print them and build them for you and send it to you in a jewel case, the whole 9 yards. You're going to be paying a premium for it. You got to pay for shipping and all that kind of jazz. And that will be the future. And that's just the way it's going to be. And so that's a bit of a wishful thinking. The other ones, I mean, you know, the Back and Pat one, that's cool. They did have that initiative running in the Xbox One generation. I thought that was quite successful, in my opinion. I liked it, and I thought it worked very well. And then the achievements, like you said, they're already doing it. So they're already making all those overhauls with the badges and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing what my badges look like. We don't need those stinking badges.
We don't need those.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see that.
Do you know the original reference for that, or are you doing the UHF thing that I've always done? Badgers?
I was doing the UHF thing.
Badgers?
I was doing the UHF.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I'm like, is that supposed to be funny? And then I look it up, like when I was an adult, it referenced some old like Mexican War thing or something. But yeah, like we didn't know that reference, but we all said it. Yeah, the other day my friend opened up a tote and I go, "What's in there?" And she goes, "Nothing." I go, "Absolutely nothing." Yeah. But anyway.
Amen. If we're still saying it 40 years later, that means it worked.
Yeah, it did work.
But anyways, yeah, the things on that list are good. The only one that sparks a massive amount of controversy for obvious reasons would be the exclusivity one. Yep. Now, is she going to look at it? She's going to do what she's got to do. But at the end of the day, don't be fooled. She's going to do what's right for the company.
Not the fast one.
Because it has to make financial sense, because it ain't about you, unfortunately. It's about the thousands and thousands of employees and the billions of dollars and the stockholders and everybody else who are running it. So at the end of it all, I said my piece about in an ideal world and this and that or whatever. Unfortunately, the ideal world doesn't exist. The real world exists. So we're just going to have to wait and see how she handles this year's financials. And like I said, I think I'm going to be, I know Colt and I will be, with our giant, like Sherlock Holmes magnifying glasses. We're going to be watching all the engagement on Xbox and especially watching on PlayStation to see how those sales of those games do over there, because that's going to give you the bird's eye view of where things are going to go. But either way, it's exciting and it's fun.
Hey, exclusives don't, we learn, I don't know if, I don't trust Alina Analytics, but they think that Saros only sold 300,000 copies. I think they're probably off by a factor of 2 or something, but exclusives do not.
So you're saying they sold 302,000?
Yeah, no, a factor of 2 times that it's probably, you know, over 500,000.
Sorry, I'm just being
yeah, a factor of 2, 3, 300,000,000,000,000. Yeah, I don't really believe that, but I do believe that a game being exclusive doesn't increase its sales numbers. All it does is increase the sale of the hardware. But with Xbox, it's different because everyone can access that game. I should have said this earlier because it's a lot faster, is that Xbox games are available to everyone except someone who only owns one console. And I may have said that to someone very important. I may have said that quote because I think they need to remember that, you know, if you just own a PlayStation, maybe you don't get to play Elder Scrolls 6. Boo-hoo, you only own one device, you know. I don't know. All the casual gamers probably play on PC and then maybe a Switch. That's probably where most of the casual gamers are, you know. My son has $1,000 PC I bought him years ago, you know, and it's aging, but he plays on a Switch, plays on that, occasionally plays on an Xbox, and, you know, he doesn't care. But yeah, let me read this here. Thanks so much, BT Maverick, for the 5. Says, Xbox isn't allowed to mention Steam without a contract, or Steam volunteers their name like Epic did. So BT Maverick is telling us that Epic said they could mention the name when they talk about Helix. He said, so if it's a hybrid PC, it will have Steam. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of muddy on that. It will have Steam games on it. I just don't know if you can launch the store and buy games, but probably. 78 Incorporated.
I mean, we could go into a whole... We can go into a whole other show about that because of just like as to, you know, but we won't. We'll save that for another day because you know it's going to come up again between now and next fall. So
yeah, and I think we'll get more announcements and things will be more clear. And there's been enough hints and clues there. 78 Incorporated, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you so much. Said, if Xbox is going to bring their exclusives back, make the platform attractive to the consumers. Where are the Activision titles? True Crime, Dark Reign, Gun, I don't know, some of those are smaller. Prototype and StarCraft. Bring back Perfect Dark, etc. I think Perfect Dark is going to have to sit dormant for another decade, but I would love another Prototype game. Love it. Check, please. Thank you for the 5. Says, get the likes up. Yeah, we've got almost 550 some people here who watch the show. We were up to 650. Hit a like button to show. Just hit the thumbs up. Just hit it. You only need to hit it once. You hit it twice and it goes away. It's horrible. Meg, it's been an awesome show. Thank you so much. I didn't think we would go over time, but you and I had a lot to say.
It was great, man.
I've got stuff I want to.
It was fun.
Yeah, and I've got some stuff I want to sell before we go, but tell everybody what you've got planned for the week. I know you made 2 videos today. Don't say it because I'll say it because then I can promote for you. Go watch Meg's videos today. He put out one about the more recent one about the price hike of PS Plus, and then one this morning about I watched
that was the one. That was the first one. And then the second one was about the PlayStation games going exclusive.
Yeah. Both PC. PlayStation, yeah.
So, yeah. But the PlayStation thing, I mean, my God. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys have this generation like in the palm of your hand, and you've curb stomped everybody. And then you decide, hey, at the end of the generation, let's just, don't worry.
It's only
you
$1.
Want to see what I have to say about it? I had nothing nice to say about it. But either way, I'm going to be streaming Forza Horizon tomorrow on the channel before Magcast tomorrow night. So sometime during the day, I will be racing around on the channel. So I'm going to be having some fun with that for the official launch day of Forza Horizon 6.
With a shirt on.
And then at nighttime, Magcast. And then throughout the week, I'll probably be doing another Forza stream or two. And then Friday night for Friday Night Live, of course, will be Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. I will be premiering that on the channel for Friday Night Live. I'm going to have some fun with that. And of course, if more news drops, or if GTA 6 decides to drop their damn trailer, or if Sony decides to step on another financial rake this week, we shall wait and see. But either way, that's what's going on. Very busy week, a lot going on the channel, a lot happening. So yeah, I'm really excited. Go check it out, man. I'm really and also the live shows have been getting better and better, and more people coming out. It's been awesome. And of course, I'm not only on YouTube. You guys saw the link in there. I'm also on Spotify as well under the same name, The Mag Show. So yeah,
people are buzzing about it, man.
So much.
Yeah, people are talking about all the support and how people are rallying on the show, and yeah, it's been awesome, man.
And I love it, man. I mean, Tuesday night was wild, dude. 6.5 hour one-man show. Without even taking a break. I mean, I got up to pee once in a while. That was it.
Did you take a piece of surgical tubing and attach it to
I know, I should just do that. I should just attach like a colonoscopy bag or something, whatever the hell they call it.
You're playing and you go.
Yeah, just put one of those bags in. Yeah. I just stopped talking for a second and they're like, what's he doing? He's like, I think he's peeing in his pants. Yeah, so anyways, it was wild. Colt, it was awesome once again. This was probably one of the rowdiest shows you and I have had in a very long time.
Yeah, when Magnum says awesome. that we're up to true form, we're doing it right. It's a Broke Boy. Thanks for the $2 super. Sorry I missed this one. He goes, problem with exclusives is next year's big games this year. Yeah, a problem with exclusives next year, big games this year. Yeah, they're biggest. You're right. And Mag has said that they're not doing anything with these big ones, that it's the smaller games that they might have to look at picking and choosing what's exclusive.
It's going to be a very interesting year. I'll tell you this, she's got some very big decisions to make at the end of the year that's going to shape the future of the brand. And if people think that that's being over exaggerative, it's not. The decisions she makes is going to shape the future of the brand. And that's why she said, I'm paraphrasing, but she did say, I'm not making the fast decision. Yep. I'm making the right one. Because this is a paradigm shift for the company and for the brand. And so when those decisions have to be made, it's going to be a serious meeting, and I can't wait to hear about it.
What else was a paradigm shift is when they did Project Latitude. If anybody from Xbox is listening, I don't know if sometimes there's people that work on the periphery of the Xbox team. I want to say something. I do not want your leadership team to look at this as a game case-by-case basis and say something like this. This is super important. Don't look at Marvel Blade and go, well, that's a Marvel IP. That's a superhero game. We can't make that exclusive. Bullshiz. Do not look at it that way. Do not say, oh, this is a big franchise that has been on PlayStation for decades. No, that's not the criteria. Don't look at something like Marvel Blade or Clockwork Revolution, like, oh, Clockwork Revolution, that's a new IP, so we can make that exclusive. No, that's not the criteria. The criteria has to be, we may have put a couple games on PlayStation, but we're not doing that anymore. They never should have put Doom, the Dark Ages on there. Your criteria should be, is this game hot? Then go out on a limb and make it exclusive. And that needs to be how you do it. Game Seeker, thank you so much to Canadian 2. The Xbox PC app launches with the new logo now. What? I'm going to look. I might cover up our cameras.
I'm assuming it's for insiders, though.
I'm blocking our camera. Hold on. Not for me. It's a little white globe that is... Nope, it didn't. Okay. Let me see. Did that block our cameras? Let me see. I don't know. Did it? Anyway, yeah. Not for me, Seeker, but we'll just let Windows sit how it is. Thank you so much. Let me see. Is that everything? Yeah. Okay. I've got a absolutely huge video I'm working on probably tomorrow. So Wednesday morning, I will have a juggernaut of a video, probably 20 minutes long, breaking down everything in the pipeline for Xbox Game Showcase. I always do this around the middle of May. It was about a week delayed with the PC stuff. Shout out to Game Seeker, who's been amazingly patient. Well, I go, what do I do? What's going on? Why did it do that? Why is it broken? What do I do? Do I right click now? Thank you so much, buddy. Big video for me tomorrow. And then might have another hardware video, and then Gaming Weekly News on Friday. You guys have been amazing. Mag, you're an awesome co-host. I'm going to see you in about 3 weeks from yesterday.
I can't wait, dude.
3 weeks?
I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait. 3 weeks. Well, 3 weeks this Thursday. So it's like 23 days or whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
23 more sleeps. You know, like
Yeah.
like a little kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be wild, man. So 3 weeks this Thursday, we will be meeting in person. I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be so awesome.
It's gonna be great, bro.
But anyways, great show, guys. Everybody in the chat, you guys are amazing. We love you guys. And hey, we'll see you guys all either tomorrow night and of course next Monday for XNC. If you don't come and check out the Mac,
Hit the like button,
awesome.
leave a comment.
Good night, everyone.
Go to Mag's channel and check out my video in a couple days, and we'll see you then. Mag, later. I'm starving.
Good night, guys.